Asampayetia Obanyansa fuso wo bunuye wanka na asam Tema futu sam kakre wa supreme Yo kofi Oman ya woman Oman ya mamana Genyi baby ako Wachata ya warenyi Wonsom wanini pa Nasadi pa wofioye Yamo yemberaye Ebeya ifuyana Amaya umano Amaya mamana Adiwaya nora Nyamichata Yemana renya Wonso wanyini pa Sawaya wanabe Yamo yemberaye Ebeya ifuyana Wonso wanyini pa Sadepa ofioyo Kamo yemberaye Abeya efiyana Amabeya efiyana Asite beya efiyana Oh Amabeya efiyana Yana Kamo yemberaye Abeya Abrayu arabo Amabeya efiyana Eminawa Kamo yemberaye Abeya efiyana Ese Amabeya efiyana Abraya Sabeya efiyana Ao Amabeya efiyana Kamo yemberaye Abeya Yamoniye Amabeya efiyana Abeya boya Kamo yemberaye
Our problem is our leaders. You remember our great-great-grandmother? Yes, you see depend on World Bank? You see depend on our performance. She did, right? You change. You don't stand up for your rights. Democracy means if you do not criticize your condition, you understand? You are a traitor to the nation. Most of the people together. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah is there. Professor Dr. Mwasam Kwanimishai is there. Dr. Professor Emeritus Kikwabiana is there. Nana Kutupo the first is there. You know, evangelist, bishop, Pastor Sikakwana, they are there. You know, they don't do nothing for you. They have no water. They have no light. A small road they're building, they can't do it. From Accra to Mississippi, a 4-lane highway. And I'll build it because I know how to build it.
Sampayetia Obanyansa fuso wo munubia wanka na asam Te mafutu sam kakre wa supreme Yo kofi Omaya woman Omani ya mamana
Ana da hon empan kwase anybody tani hundo ana kwa kama na jikwa na nyansa say some pass na best one ya and your wusta on ya san unity ready
na Messi woni ni pa o na sa ze pasu wo fi oye ebe ye ya free ya ni ara. Blue is the color, football is the game. Come on you Chelsea. Manucho akwa bapom ti say na me program na starting gidi
yes
because many conviction.
Yes, that
Chelsea will win the Champions League.
You've always had that conviction.
No, yesterday I told you I was scared. Be honest. Me catch yourself misro.
Sanity when I saw got exams.
Once you get no, and then me that's sorry. My info to a tier for him so China be preview Champions League na China.
Yes.
You be ha. You be predict and win so.
Yes.
Mami abanku ma minim so be predict my. So predict ya Ghana you do gift be fa enframam di amount. O ha. You be mo akodi wa no chikrum. Na the ten say China Manchester United Manchester City. And Chelsea. You be preview our game na. We'll be doing all we need to do and tell you all you need to know about this big game. How many times and English teams Asia UEFA Champions League final. Na manucho statistics be breaking your man down. So usually teams score Champions League final for the first time amu tai lusu. Ye baby sa baku semu teams be ko Champions League final for the first time omwaji. Ye be hwe ni na chances of Chelsea with regards to injury list. So see coach I friend say Thomas Tuchel say N'Golo Kante fit, Edward Mendy fit. The Chelsea need injury problems be Manchester City they have nothing to worry about. Unse Chelsea na what problem kakra on Mendy and Kante, but they are both fit to face Pep Guardiola's team. Na yabesha abako semunso Pep Guardiola and Thomas Tuchel a good day from Germany. When Thomas Tuchel was with Mainz, Pep Guardiola Koshiano far no was 4-1. Pep shen 4-1 in the first meeting. But I say Thomas Tuchel was the only coach. Manucho Beshia Noa.
Yes.
Oh, ball. No first half, Pep Guardiola da form 1-0. Second half, no better to show 4-1.
Yeah.
It's all free Germany, no. Or catch Bayern Munich chief say Thomas Tuchel should be the person.
Come on, they didn't listen.
In fact, they met with him,
and
I read a lot about them. They met with him, and Omo decided he said the time wasn't right, and Omo fan. Thomas Tuchel then went to France, and then obey vacant and Chelsea akofano, and Omo cross routes in England. Pep Guardiola and so into me share Thomas Tuchel. Germany, Thomas Tuchel so into me and share Pep Guardiola. It's it's time for Pep Guardiola to stake a claim and say, hey, Mazanyasa went to me and show me Germany, a house to me show. We'll be looking into all that. Pep Guardiola say, or a tactical genius. And then the pre-match conference. Or say, the way he plays is similar to the way Alonso ball. Until when you are playing against Chelsea, it's difficult to find spaces because 3 at the back stay close together. Now 2 holding midfielders stay close, and then you have the wing backs and the 3 front also stay close and they press high, just like said Alonso ball the ball. Until only 2 elbow to find spaces. Is that the case? And or can someone manitrima any day? We'll be looking at all these issues on today's show. Yamamu Nyinache, Yamamu Akwaba, Yamamu Aha, Yamamu Ajo. Those of you watching us from Ghana, we say good afternoon to everyone. Muamu Shewo, Canada, good morning. Abu Dhabi for Yamamu, good evening, more or less, right? Monica Tafunina, Muamu She from Algeria, Niadina, Yadamasi, Yachamunina.
Ghana, good afternoon.
Ghana, good afternoon. Ghana, Germany, New UK, right?
Exactly.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
It's evening after 5 p.m. Near to evening.
No, Mekan,
yes.
Asia, Abu Dhabi,
evening.
Yeah. Oh, Germany, they say Germany, UK, there, and Ghana, they say.
Yeah, you are need summer already, and COVID is.
It's always been summer.
Yeah.
Okay, Manu. I'm at first starting Paul messages in. Na Eric Kwachi or Hene Asha say nice dreadlocks, my dreadlocks crew of the East Coast. Good morning, guys. And he says I'm sympathizing with my noisy neighbors, though sympathize with them, you could. And then Mamia Bankuma say, good afternoon, my new favorite morning afternoon host. Opo, you guys should pray hard to win it. Or say to win. If not, some people will leave social media for a long time. I'll do what I'll do to them, right?
Yes.
I'll do to them, inshallah. And then she says again, Opo, I want the world to continue enjoying the peace we have. Yes. I am the fence for this one.
Exactly. We any second.
And then you again becomes the fence.
Yes. So you
want me to pray and you want to block my prayer.
Yes. I say mixed feelings. I'm indifferent about it. You see, this United fans whichever way they'll be happy, whichever way they'll be sad. Because your one person no in a your one person Pep Guardiola be another.
No, they want Pep Guardiola to win now.
What I'm sure they are mixed feelings. Some too because they have they are noisy.
Which is why you said you don't want to be a United fan at this time.
Oh, exactly. Okay. I am mixed feelings as I'm American because Chelsea so you can't tell competition. Chelsea has become the new age for them.
Okay.
In terms of competition, I'm more of a friend.
And family. More or less, you better issues better send me and son.
Yes.
Chelsea ni Manchester City. About dominating the game in the power because the biggest game in the club football in the world.
The ultimate game for club football.
Now, politically in Ghana, so you better.
Yes.
Ubet me and Mami Dienti and Anado Danko Akufo-Addo Ghana buying your jet. They say Joe Biden Air Force One.
Yes.
But Nanado mfan tukwan. O tukwan ya ne akwa private jet. Now, and say program no tie callers ni be free ya no mo ka say Tottenham versus Liverpool UEFA Champions League final. Nanado the private jet kosi ho 1 hour bia align we were paying 19,000. Sa match no Ghana boka buruburu. But I know the anya trip or koche. He went just last week. He said Nanado ko European tour. Or France, Belgium, and then I think South Africa and other countries. Or spending 10 days.
Yes.
Ghana boka 2.8 million.
Ghana cities.
2.8 million. 15,000 per hour.
Yes.
And the question is, are there a presidential jet? Nanado don't find tukwan. Nanado promised us he was going to protect public purse. Is that a way of protecting our purse? Now, let me also give you this. Okudzeto Black file motion of Parliament, question in Parliament, and therefore, Minister for Defence, Nitiwu, right?
Yeah, Nitiwu.
Yeah, he is to appear in Parliament and answer as to why Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo emfa presidential jet no emfo entukwan na Ghana esan boka bebre.
He's giving reasons, so he's been called to give reasons.
He's been called to explain.
Exactly.
Because almost are concerned. Parliamentarians now concerned as to why your private jet is your. Now see the predicament of the country, the hardship in the country. We've been talking about Nanado ankasa ne MPP fo nyina ma yate asese COVID-19 ewiase ba bia yedin nti se ewiase ba bia yedin a ese o cut expenditure.
Yes.
So no when your excess income at your project.
Yeah.
But this is the time we are rather spending more.
Yeah.
Until we'll be looking at this issue holistically.
Yeah.
And Abrante now was watching the party no. Stephen Atubiga. And ne bombu bi a wato no. But you sure say Erikwacho hine Paul Disoso say omu tumi full play ko Ghana. Komene ne be kwa akokon.
Yes.
Or see NDC. The intia na minim say story we dey na wani be je ho papa. Or see the intia NDC ilusu elections no. Eye to kese.
Wow. That's okay. See there.
Big buttocks sank NDC in election 2020. Stephen Atubiga alleges.
That's deep. That's deep. But so no wakebi that time achieve by no kware MPP lady no.
Yeah.
No because say told between I never be brave. Between pa be my confused. But it is true. That's I told you taxes near the mine.
Oh, Franco Nero now. Only Franco Nero. He's a sports journalist. He works with Angel FM. He was a good friend of mine. No, now only Joe Lake issue. And Omoka, I think it was a tax with someone. I said Joe. Petro. They said I was. I said Joe. Petro. Na Joe him. I said Joe. Etro etro no ayen sa they said you be etro petro Joe like I say and they say okay o say Joe pebia krobia be ya etro ne de
exactly
nti wa jeje to a e be no rate match chiri say ready nyankopon sarcasm
it's actually bigger there. I mean,
yeah,
but it's an interesting one. You see, if the crocodile comes out of the water to tell me that the turtle is dead, I wouldn't question or doubt.
We'll be reading the story and then we'll tell people what it means by a 20 NDC.
Now that he's out of the box, he can tell us what was happening in the box.
Oche man so say, Oche hini sorry,
yeah,
Oche hini say, you free 2 gold or Ghana in FSNE.
Yes.
Over 100 years.
Yeah.
A dear pa na Ghana. You be to me and say Siswa Kase. You 2 gold.
Fasua
over 100 years and Fasua Yenyani.
Yeah.
Iti ochema I say. Obia no suggestion. Yenyai a good yeni too.
I've always suggested that.
Yenyai. I am fun to my future generations.
Yeah.
Because ye kill it yendachima omodachi. Say ye timye tu I am fanya she pesa kuminya chrono 5 billion worth of gold. It to me yere free Ghana. Unaccounted for Neko Dubai 2017 to 2019. The same thing now Britain for also report said 5 billion asayira.
About Munsem.
About Munsem. Inti se ye betu gold no na be ko nipa mensa ye tu sika be brankansa se yakobo busian so da bi yakobo busian dia and na oche hene say after 100 years of mining with nothing to show, let's leave the gold for future generations. So these are basically the issues we'll be looking at. Now, the next one is yebeshe eno na yahwe atubiga nsem no kan no, and then we will surely look at the expenditure on the trips of the president. How does it help Ghana? Is it justified? Is it okay? Yeah. Does he think about Ghana? Or his trips were so crucial and critical that we needn't give him the presidential jet, rather a private jet? All these questions, hypothetical questions, will be answered on the show. I have a Unity Radio 1039. Yet see Anopa near the Asalaka Sema Rich Way Auto Schools, Dan Auto Repairs, Big Olu Beauty and Barbering Hair Salon, as a mass trading, Sanso Ena Yadibi Emma, Danko African Market and Wholesale, KM Raf Roofing, Baboda and Swamau, Rashida Financial Services, Ebema Life Insurance, Auto Policy BBR, Na Raf G-Man Driving School, and so Agile Driver's License. Eddie amount. Aha, Unity 103.9. But also joining here. We need your comment on the program. Share the video for others to also join. Mamia Bankuma, any Frances, near day. Eric Kwacho, and everybody, if you join us, just share. Now, yen spread the gospel. Now, Ubia Hunsempa, Yeton, Ewaha. Manucho, once again, officially welcome.
Thank you.
How was your night?
My night was good. I feel very.
You feel very what?
Pompolated.
I said, yes, I mean, yes.
I just said, I'll be a pompable bonnet. I just want to mean Antino to tata. I say, on here, or two for Cotan Nedium. That's how I feel.
You feel
pompolated.
Wow.
Me word mum dear. Until mama muti the aquature exams no dear. Mama monfa. But mo chance and so I say pompable bomb my tasso. Miss Rente Masino.
And when I'm in TUNEIN 19, I'm in Tata, say, having a keenly right to go and sit in my palanquin. That's how I feel this morning. I feel very rejuvenated. The weekend is starting. It's the end of the weekend, the start of the weekend. And for us, it's TGIF.
Thank God it's Friday.
Yes.
It's a bad idea. I share a phone crying. Now, not that now. I can say, I was talking to a friend here. Mr. Danso about Ghana. And now, all can say, hey, Upo, Mudamutia Namukan, go to Ghana, says, yeah, na kase. Yama Manucho position, Upo national position. Your goodness will be compromised.
Yes.
Omobe say Adwempa all day ban.
Exactly.
But I told him, say, listen, you don't need 1,000 million trillion people to change the world.
Yes.
You need only one person with a determined mind.
Yes.
Only one person.
Yes.
Say Nipano or to me effective, because before you can change the world,
yes,
you have to change your world. If you don't change your world, you can't change the world.
Yes.
It is all you're determined. Now Jina say me ko akobua Ghana yama me position. I will stick to my principles and work with my principles. Nobody can change you.
It's not easy.
There are some. It's not easy. Nothing is easy.
Unfortunately, it's like France. They are matching left. So if you decide to go and match right, you are the odd one out.
But somebody will match.
And yes, and you are the odd one out. You just synchronize dances. Why do you enjoy it? Maybe for waiting, but the same marks in
exactly so.
But unfortunately, in our system, no, if you are the odd one out, you'll be thrown out of the mix. But the truth, what I agree with you is that you don't have to worry if you are thrown out. The Moleva has been thrown out, but his name will remain on our minds and lips. OSP has been thrown out.
So many people have done it.
Yes, but the issue is that we as the because at the end of the day, those who decided to follow, not to follow the status quo and change it, and so the ordinary citizens now begin to ask, if such people wouldn't date of birth in identity was say when you do the Bible away in him. But this is the man who was exposing corruption with alacrity. And in the man yakakran say at the end of the day, the leader will be the one to cause the biggest change. If the leader does not agree with you, you'll be thrown out easily.
But because it shouldn't always come from leadership. Yes. It can come from us. It can emanate from you.
Yeah.
I always give an example of Martin Luther King. Leadership wasn't on his part. He wasn't being supported politically, but he made a change. Sometimes you don't have to even be in power.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to be an individual as you are, and then you begin to instill your principles and discipline into people's mind. Let them understand your point of view and what that will bring to the country. And that is where we take our motivational message from this morning. This is how change happens. One gesture, one person, one moment at a time.
Yeah.
This is our word of motivation. And the president promised us he was going to protect our purse, but that seems not to be the case. With so many instances we can refer to,
yes,
we can be our own purse protector. And Ghana, for this is how we can effect change.
Yes.
One gesture, speak up. One gesture, speak up. One person talk, even if it is only you. You see, that's why I'm telling you that we don't need 1,000 people. Look at the effect. In as much as Odidia Temno, your friend saying Chenny Jonas, only him, only one person. Look at the effect he's having on Ghana now, and then on leadership. So that should tell you that, say, one person, one gesture at a time. And I saw some social media bloggers joining the fray now. And me say be more tested. Say, where were you guys? That I'm sorry, I'm going for binim. Anyone when pay. Meanwhile, we have issues. A war mind some more addressing. Now that Mungu say, and Trini Jonas anya more hype because of the Otumfo Dina Sanye. So now everybody picks Trini Jonas video bia na or the also the you see, even though these bloggers had maybe more started that Trini Jonas go to crime. Oh yeah, or started Ghana no one as popular as
2016 was in Ghana when Ebony died. He has videos are not here crazy.
Exactly.
That's why I respected him. That Trini Jonas did not start because of America
or started from Ghana.
Ghana
but system
the audacity and the petulance and the impudence to insult in the Obahana I am more because he feels protected.
That's feels protected could be one, and then he also sees
that's the reason. What's Ghana going to make?
And then maybe he also sees he say Obahano. Who say and your money Ghana
the systems are
very unbalanced.
Yes, exactly. But when Ebony died, he has a video. I also say, why should the roads to be like this. I said the wise African youth.
Agnes Asari so chow.
Oh, Mr. Major, so pa. But I just say me money too. On one case of BGB, but my present money too.
Okay. Internet, there no which and said this is how change happens. You don't need million people to understand you, to agree with you. Effect the change where you are. Baby, I work akrano. Can you obey to me? Can you don't compromise with the truth.
Yeah.
Can you cry? And
that's what Henry Cotier is doing. I mean, as much as OMPP,
you see, you see, you are getting somebody to call on.
Yes, exactly.
That tells you that if you get into politics, in as much as I say, now make I say, na many prince and couple of people, just like you say, you know, march to right. Why is this guy going left? But you see, in all situations, what comforts us, and it's obeti me nipa bakubia, obeka say, ono die. Oh yeah, dear.
Exactly.
I say, John Bodu betina radio say, Master, adwuma na wo ye ne de yo na party vote.
Yes.
The party vote. Let's strike a balance.
Yes.
But Kwame Sefa John Bodu yes interview na Kwame Sefa kan frɛ no.
Yes.
And I say Ojidi say yes na John Bodu ye dey. Patch because oko asempa the previous day and John Bodu called into the show trying to do what
damage control
yes. Say yes I no patch say into John Bodu no already no I can't say and yes say no you see but I say sana John cry can and yes I me dey say so far as na do nyi medi na me ye adwuma na me say we na be boa the city of Accra and for that matter Ghana no this is what I will do
exactly
and enra ama ono ani colleague ministers ono kronya minister or is it minister
regional minister
na me ka so a mayor
an MP for
one more ministers.
Yes.
2 months so bian tutu ne ka ho siren ne samfo na sabi omudi
exactly because task force will be in place.
Intina make us say governor one gesture, just one person, one moment at a time can change Ghana. And we will strive till we see say Ghana is becoming the Ghana we all aspire to see.
Work hard. Once you have the power, you can do some of this. Then I'm just say people like Kennedy Mukra Kasa say, why is he able to do that? Because he said I'm rich.
Yeah. If
you don't have money like me, you better watch it. Harry Cotier read about him. He's into health, by paramedic area. No. Not to say
yes, answer now narrow. Effect you might not have immediate
I agree,
but you are having a tearing effect.
Those in government are much bold on you see, because they have a backbone and any idea, but it doesn't take anything. I believe in all of us speaking. One day it will change. But sometimes the more you hear, the more you get worried.
Or rather get worse.
Yes.
Because nobody is speaking and they will feel everything is good.
Yeah,
now I can tell you for a fact, say, MPP4 are sitting on 10 toes. They know the pressure is on them.
Yes.
Everybody is talking, both within and without.
Because we can still not wrap our heads, say, you won't be any idea what Ghana, but case should be sitting on the floor. But sometimes it's beyond thinking. They live in typical forest in there, but I mean leadership. But they should sit on the floor. Typical issues are like you said. When you get there, you talk about.
Okay, Unity Radio 103.90 Rich Auto School. Was say effective change where we are. Just one gesture, one person, and one at a time. We can do it. We can effect a change in Ghana. We can move mountains. We can make Ghana become a better place. Don't give up on Ghana and don't compromise wrongs to be right because you like who is the minister, who is the MMDCE, or who is the president, or who is your parliamentarian. No, compromise with what is good. If it is not good, say it as it is, that it is not good. So what's your I read a Nanka at opinion Nanka Medeba. Obituary opinion on the Togana where Ben Richie. Already, no. Osiga abrochire for omo muti abrochire omo entumi kanokre because MPP ni because ope nanado omo ye hypocrite. That I wanted to pick that article for our discussions 3 days ago, but I me share na ye other equally important topics and I will say to me I shared that day, you know, because so babetna abrochire eno na ya na da bia me kan na me ya no. Once Okasechini Jonas was doing these videos in Ghana, but he wasn't as harsh on our leaders as he's been here. Today. Because Oba Betnaha, no who said ye krumha, emra, and shisheye, bibia dana kwen bibia ye juma. Now tia, na nieme say Ghana, was me MPP ni, and to me defending anado, me MPP ni to me. Now do Ghana, and that's all the MPP.
Yeah, a very basic question. That at the end of the day, you have your party.
If Mahama was destroying the country and you didn't like it,
yes.
And Mahama was stealing, Mahama was inflating contracts. Mahama was branding buses, wasting our money. You didn't like it. You vehemently spoke out, protested. Dede tagged him corrupt president.
Yes. Incompetent.
We wanted a change.
Yes.
And then the change did come. And if the change has come, and the change you
so much wished for,
it's not coming. You don't see any change.
Yes.
You don't see any change.
And you decide to.
And then I feel because Mahama is gone. Mahama is gone. And you didn't like Mahama and why didn't? Why when we say near Kosu Sesia wo man no MPP ni and yet and your man koye and your man toboha.
Yeah.
The president who promised to protect our pets is not doing so. How can you be flying to Europe?
Yeah.
Within 10 days, no boka 2.8 million.
Ghana cedis. What do you call that?
2.8. That
28 old billion.
How you know what that can do to a children for to permanency to obi omuti kroma omu school omuti niase eco school. You know what that can do for them.
You wonder if there is a conscience.
And we have a private jet.
Yes.
We are for playing a Kosiwa or charge a 1 hour be a $15,000 US. $15,000 US dollars. 1 hour. Yes, I have to say offer tax ya wachatano.
Exactly.
Yeah, no charge you per hour because the daily says no bet my Jeff.
Exactly.
No more charge 1,500 Joe Biden dollars, 15,000 an hour.
Yeah. If you are people with conscience, third world country, a lot of people are living below the poverty line. How do you justify some of these things?
told us that because of the COVID in your mind,
no,
but the same COVID is
so there commercial flights and coming to full away. Business class.
Yeah. No, not we have the presidential jet. That's why I'm happy that the NDC MPs are now doing what they were supposed to be doing.
Yes.
And I'm very impressed. That's why the fact that Okuja to Ablakwa might have had his own issues. Yes, so this Kakugu car to day. I mean, I'm very impressed with what he's doing right now, trying to make the big calls.
Yes.
And putting leaders on their toes. Because of people are being compromised into a free all the committees is so parliament.
Yes.
So and then now he's the one who made this big call, and now others are joining chorus. This is what we should be doing. So this is what we should be doing. Your private jet for your president, which was secured under the tenure of John Evans Atamils. That same private jet in Nayakoto, President Mahama, you see the Hubedi Mua, and Atamils be investigating now. Unfortunately, or meeting the demise, I went. Matranamidu even did talk about that.
Yes.
Because Yaso Koye Kululu was had the same private jet in him.
Yeah. Now I'm like it to TUNEIN, but I'm saying military aircraft.
Yeah.
TUNEIN or UK.
Yeah.
And you see big.
Until you know, sir, your private jet for your president is your.
Yeah.
No,
I want them to go further. Say Nitiwo's answers will really unravel some of the
what
things.
What will it unravel?
No, because
Manucho, what a dear pan and Nitiwo bet me Ghana for. The private jet is not in good state, and the only way the president can travel to Europe it's by private jet.
And then that make us say I feel, but say no then. Defense experts in Yabebe because I'm thinking that say Emirates call all the time. You bet me for business class. Look, I say a president's death cannot come to me in Yano that he must do a private jet for security purposes. But you rent a plane 15,000. It's one cry each year. It's a time across each year.
The same thing happened during. The same thing happened during Tottenham Liverpool Champions League final.
The goodwill that I always tell you about. The goodwill, no, it looks like it's been abused to the fact that you see you will be poor. Me say no, you know where I stand in some of these things. So America no money music and more treaty or those presidential suites and flights now. You can understand that the system. Well, if you make the system work, you have to enjoy.
You see, America time Trump with Trump for flight. Edinburgh was it New York Air Force One? Now in a private trip.
Yes,
they made him pay.
Exactly.
They made him promising a business. So what is that?
I'm told.
Promising a business trip.
Yes, you have to justify why you have to go. Yes,
because now a trip. This was a business trip. But the point is, we have a presidential jet.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you use the presidential jet?
Exactly.
But rather in Ghana, a Kabibri.
Exactly.
In just 10 days.
A Canaan Bogo 2.8 all currency 28 billion. I mean, multiply by 10 and add a B. That is what is happening.
Okay, you share all these issues. Friday a freestyle. You mix it near corner ba. But and a very critical. Ochina is very important for the sporting fans around the world, especially you di ball, near do ball, near no ball, near that ball, near Bibiano. Chelsea and Manchester City. We'll come back to all these issues and then on today's show. Chelsea. Yeah, Mami Aswacho.
Yeah.
Mami Aswacho. So ni Mami ya. Nabia mire usu de bia un ka Mami ya.
Minimum.
Obedwa hu.
Minimum no pa. Na se maka se no offense me kwa kwasra mo. We madam now who ye fa me ba ofie. Nti me ba ofie a check it. But you see somebody told me something beautiful. I mean Razak. Or say bad there fa or we throw it to my boy. Na ye na no fe keke. I want fed there and ye encash. She must have a good head and be ready to help you. So yeah, Bearman, now you have a choice between a beautiful lady and somebody who is helpful. And
having a choice, mean the preference movie. Obi audio. Into Obi audio.
Sir,
Obi okay. Obi on so face okay. Madam, my ye into me for ban who fed me channel. So
why ye there only problem?
Obi you on the ocean or fan up.
Yo,
and so
yo, a book and see my man and back and
another more offense.
So GD said to me to the phone.
Almost more offense on a Facebook house.
No, that's not a cry relative. That's why.
Okay,
that's why I'm telling you that even in your own mind, what you consider beautiful and what you consider helpful.
Obi say, "Only madam." Only madam for be casting me chair. No say, "Oh yeah, be man now for bar." Obi pede. Another time catch up. Obi pede no honye fe. Sebio, but nipa bia ho fe just like you said. But also for bar no ho fe pa. Who say you are competing with other people? Who say what could do Ghana no kan?
Yes. Yeah. What could say among go do our crown? School for combat BD obi aba. But doesn't I mean beauty is relative.
Okay. Inti there's a rich way and weather report no quickly enough here Chelsea any Manchester City. Said you know and the temperature no be for much enra. So we see from now you can see and weather no enra the end na no edin. And then about 60s, and then we in 70 cra. It will be in the 60s. Said a maximum I been in 62. But then you better which is good, especially for those of you are munya allergies no. Unse insu no to amanu na a drop pollens ni na ma very allergic no mo ho atumi atom kakra. Insu no be start enwumre no nsia be showers but 7 corner dey be to gidigidi pa be rain. In fact by 7 no chances ne be 72 so will be rain from 7 na be to sa kopem se ochina Saturday no I know the Chelsea be Champions League no. Yes. Because nsuo no started na nwumre no nsia e be to sa kopem ochina ewia 3 p.m.
But Jagraja say show time be lose you.
Manucho.
Ajagraja say City be winning. Worst case for City will be penalties. And yeah, spiritual idea, but or the soon or the illustration be say any human way away and yes, man.
Nanya sky near sky blue ninja.
Exactly. I mean,
we made a 5 Jagraja say you can't some say Ajagraja since you try be Ajagraja Oboboni.
You don't believe in spirituality in football?
And Ghana you World Cup. Ghana, what was the remedy that your budget? I don't want statement Abamo say why Jujungwa 2 million 2 billion.
Person, you don't believe in spirituality in football?
No. Not at all.
I believe in it, but
not at all.
You have to work hard.
Not at all.
You have to work hard by spirituality or
not at all.
Not
at all.
Do you think everything happens by chance? Play a big banana in a bull.
Not at all.
And I'll
be very much surprised if you believe in that.
Oh, I believe you have to work hard.
That I know. I'll be surprised if you believe in say juju spirituality.
I don't believe in juju, but I believe there's spirituality in football. I don't believe in juju.
Spirituality in what sense?
You have to. We say obeying. I say you pray hard.
Yeah, what's that saying?
Either you do black or white magic. You don't one year when I'm just keke there. You be false. Say me ye master me number and family home na me bobo me footballer me ye. Obi be break you down. That's one I believe. that Bobo na your adwin say no. The football never. Oh yes, I believe that you have to have a good head to win whatever.
Black or was it black or white?
Black or white. Black ne. I mean, say na wo chess ko bimbo ho ban ko jare we ko ye say.
White ne then.
White, yeah, white ne ya jatum say. I mean, wo kwa sorry, wo so from bon pie man on near there. You need that. You need that covering.
Okay, anyway, that is your opinion. And
but you don't think you need any covering. In your mind, football has nothing to do with
why only
covering.
football? If you believe spirituality exists, it should be in every endeavor.
Exactly. But I can't football. So I'm not sure. I
say Chelsea be losing.
No, but so only say because there's no time.
No, in so you say America whether na yeka. Na via Jagwaraja in so beto
last training session.
Lisbon and I say
last training session so to remember, but I say Chelsea were training in the rain.
Yeah,
because there's no time. Only time no, but to be Samia line on line. Now I'm only telling you what he said. I'm only solely reporting.
No, somebody can say Fajaguraja Tunchen any brainy discussions. Fajaguraja Tunchen.
Brainy means spirituality. Brainy discussions. So spirituality is not brainy. Majatum.
Fajaguraja.
That is the bottom line.
That is your analytical point, and I respect that.
No, I mean by analysis. Me chamu say Fajaguraja simubelusu. Analysis is same bao.
Eti weather report from Mr. Danso Danoto Repairs Adaruma 45 Fremont Street no see family mo said the mekan no and then so beto from enumerate 6 me beto sa kopim ochina wia 3 pm ochina wia nti ochina time be ba sports no kra na nsuo to e ba be preview Manchester ochina be ba be predict and win wa ha big time we me Chelsea just we am share rada ochina me be me New Jersey ano of ya
abano
and I didn't want to wait because we are not playing the game today. The way me the preview or china na me the ashe near the AJ trophy no na wi na me say the twa selfie the manucho because meaning baby or be walk by the time I can't watch unfortunately I can't watch the game with him
me tell you back on film buy so
Eric na o jam ho Chelsea
the way I pep in your brain
the way Thomas Tuchel.
Oh yeah, why are they watching? You
know N'Golo Kante say trophy win war chain.
Sir?
Yeah.
But yeah, on
Champions League.
Exactly.
N'Golo Kante, this is the trophy he needs.
Yes.
So N'Golo say we see Pep Guardiola near Brea. N'Golo Kante is near Brea. Thomas Tuchel lost the final just a few months ago.
Exactly. Together with Thiago.
Thiago Silva hasn't won it too.
Exactly.
So we have players who have gotten so close and they didn't win. This is their chart.
You have a very fine defense line, very good midfielders, but your front desk like a Choco Trotro.
Your front desk like Choco Trotro, we understand, and I agree with you. But the same Choco Trotro now in the City on 2 occasions.
Oh yes, but this way it mattered most.
This is a cup final, you said.
Yes.
So front near the Shah and Manchester United and Africa, more better front three. So VRL,
Yo.
I'm just telling you what I think.
Oh, yeah, fan zone. Fanatism is allowed.
I'm not doing fan zone.
Fanaticism is allowed.
I'm not doing fan zone.
Where fan zone?
I'm just trying to tell you that City is a better team. Chelsea are underwhelming underdogs. We do take our underdog tag going into it. It was same in 2012. Nobody gave Chelsea any slightest chance.
Exactly, I agree.
But we sprang up the surprise.
Yes.
And it is coming again. I was afraid. I was scared for the past days. But I told you, I got up this morning having the feeling and the conviction that Chelsea is winning the trophy tomorrow.
No problem. No problem.
Chelsea is winning. The blue
is the
David Agbanyaga. Chelsea ni papa. Chelsea for more messages ni flow. Oh, Facebook. Frances, maintain Frances.
Monday, Manicho, I'd say.
Yeah, win your Paul there, but who say? Yeah, I say anytime I Paul is also the message Baba Bia no actual because of Upo near winning
exactly
on all 3 occasions.
But now today
and then the same thing was Chelsea be lose 2-0 because was actually BM just because of Upo.
Yes.
So all Chelsea fans start jubilating. Start jubilating against City. He said same exactly. Because of Upo we won against Real Madrid. same because of opponent in answer predicted 2-0 against Chelsea.
But we are there, European football there sitting team was the 1970s.
Lost in junior started jubility. Also say Chelsea and Kapor Dilalo Bisokuno. I think
committee suicide.
I think Sana Nyamia Shishe Bibia Mami.
Yes, I
who said the whole week. Menu Shabo Manchester game cry. Chelsea as I'm saying I'm catching. Enra on air man can't just about me through. But me sorry now, I don't know why.
Well, they just reminds me of Mkocho exam. Some Mkocho exam, sir. 2 weeks before the exam, sure, sir. That day, I am a very bad. So, to zero. Until we na bani there.
No. Sir, I did be over ABC. Na BB Sanchez ba. Sanchez ba. Oh, say BB the prelude BB because you know I don't know why all of a sudden Paul has also come again. Paul the Anukra na mama who say the conviction that I had today is excellent. Because every prediction, anyone can 2-0 for City, anyone can just because of Opa. But I say afa abandon encounter.
Exactly. Say one tina and yes say.
There be our try 2-0 just because of Opo. Just because of Opo. Sa oyebi ana adani.
Exactly. But mo she mum. See the Pep factor na Mr. Mamu. Pep in Shadan Cup finals in Lusu, especially in Europe. 2-0 wa ko nyina he did a yeoman's job there. And Omani fair on the dexterity, he puts his imprint on the team. He thinks too much. But Tuchel also has the antidote. I mean, Tuchel any other coach and Kameka say Beshemu.
I'm Lawson Junior. I see up lineup. May I lineup? I'm Lawson. And then I bet me I your lineup on so ebebem. Those of you are muni hano.
Yeah.
Ghana your lineup brain ebemwa yema saying.
$50.
$50, yeah, because 100
exactly. This looks a bit easy.
Yeah,
easy.
Your predictable lineup. My na coaches. You can do either City and Omunye both, right?
The bed don't until they Upa both.
Both. But Upa City.
Yeah, one you are.
The City lineup banner Bemo China.
Exactly.
United. Chelsea. Why do I keep saying? Is it because they lost just 2 days ago? Chelsea so the banner Bema Obeje. Just give us your lineup. Me lineup, but me you am there.
Exactly. Which my win why you separate them so that.
But me say mamia ba nkuma de obe win because Opebo ena Frances.
Yes.
Frances they were ardent Chelsea fan.
Oh, but no they won't win it. That's enough. Baby ana manichu ye be share na manichu giant ye be share na ye be share. I mean, give me lineup.
Samuel Hagen, Semin Kancho say Samuel Hagen, big time Chelsea fan on Worcester here. Or Semin Kancho say Chelsea will win.
Poisha no be an committee suicide. Me who be there? Sa confidence now the man conforno. The transformer will be no yam protecting the transformers.
Jesus Christ.
I say me catch Worcester City Council, so I'm protecting any transformer. They are live and they are wet. Or chance so better.
Jesus Christ.
Wet live transformer. Opo don't walk and wunya sun cry and fall.
I had to say Ghana.
Yo, that's why Bob Kofofo.
And how can Ghana there no?
Happen to hear me. Ghana there say me two more.
Say Chelsea supporters. We are weak in the mind to the point that
me say FA Cup Krobe kuno. FA Cup Nigeria ni be kuno.
Tell Nigeria. Tell them saying ya.
Yo, but they should be careful.
Say Ghana ni be kuno.
Confidence or the mom no.
As how kwa no kuno we read in the background. Wa koto said nkwasi achacha.
That's why Chelsea ni.
Wa koto nkwasi achacha na say e dey do that.
Say we ko read this. Oh, maybe they say help save somebody so that don't be overconfident. You shy, you be jubilate, but game with the heading. But that overconfidence.
Did you ever mantra radio so and kasa misro?
What's else is that script no?
Enra me catch no. I get the feeling every day. Yeah, but no Manchester boy me catch say manu join City game with him slow. Enra on air. Live on radio, on YouTube, on Facebook. I said on 103.9 frequency modulation. So say me slow.
Yes.
But the name is slow. The fear is gone.
Mate.
I have the conviction Chelsea is winning tomorrow.
Yo.
That's the whole point.
And I'm me catch one say, "Mamo being committing suicide by the power of your
confidence." Okay, other get into the game for us. Yeah, lexical structure analysis. Not Chelsea fans. Who the entire? I
didn't say that. I've told you on paper everything. Chelsea should be winning this game. The only wow factor, the X factor about this City team is their Pep, because Pep has the impetus. I say United.
So if I'm giving my Chelsea fans the momentum,
I don't have a problem, but me just say, you say, yeah, very, very circumspective and guided, because some people see you as a prophet.
Me as prophet. They see me as somebody who knows
a Chelsea
the game
prophet
and who loves Chelsea.
Where a prophet is used as an euphemism to mean that analysis.
So you know
say match with dear.
Chelsea
that is where prophecy comes.
Chelsea is winning.
It's why I know, but you should win. Premier Champions League era dear. You have to go and taste the defeat and come back. So when could taste unless of course we are all teams in the away way, but be done dear. You remember, but the Bayern Munich and Kone, I mean the early years in Yano, they had some good wins in there before 92-93 I started Champions League era. Mankani Yadia, Okwano couldn't choba, could no Shadi and Okwano Akwaje. Those things are happening to some of these teams. And I'm feels a city now. Champion Yakwe open so the only time City Chelsea and around the 70-71 Chelsea Shamu. Carrying that, and you City that same thing affected them against 2 times against Liverpool. When Liverpool they were flying high, but Liverpool Chiomo twice to dismantle them in Champions League football. Those are some of the things I'm really taking into this game that Pep Guardiola has spoken. He's even spoken about, and I'll be very happy if Aguero gets a starting place and also we're scoring.
No, that is not possible.
I will be very happy.
No, Aguero is not starting.
Oh, why then?
Aguero will not start. He's not starting. And I can confidently tell you.
The coach has said he has about 5 or 6 changes to do.
Aguero is not starting. The changes he's doing, he's playing Kevin De Bruyne. He's playing Riyad Mahrez. He's playing Ake Gundogan. Aguero is not playing.
No, like change maybe later parts of maybe like same when you alarm.
On your start. And I'm saying start it, don't start it.
Yes, but I'm not making I hope so that he caps it very well because he's very good against Chelsea. He caps his living
with a defeat.
I mean, very well.
Also, Chelsea be winning, but you're being sarcastic here. He caps his living very well. On starting on share, non cap. On starting on share, non cap on the living.
No, but he has 13 goals against Chelsea. He has one of the magic wand against Chelsea.
And then he missed a terrible penalty against Chelsea.
Oh yes, but it doesn't take him off on your play to Michelle Chelsea. But like you say, it will be very, very strange for him to start. We share bad blood between on any coach, it doesn't look too good. So for me, it's going to be a beautiful match, whichever way. Tuchel has the confidence, like I mean, you said it initially, that since he worked in England, the Pep Guardiola has not really had a good way. 2 games. But I'll be surprised City
road to the final.
Yes. It has been long.
Pep Guardiola winning the matches, with the exception of one.
Yes.
Or winning against in a Champions League. No, the only game of ball drawn on the Porto away match.
Yes.
Well, winning.
Interesting. I think it's the same stadium. Nam finally.
Yeah.
Drago. Estadio de Drago in Portugal.
Oshe, the way Sporting Lisbon. Yes, Sporting Lisbon for stadium.
Okay. City of Porto. Drago.
Okay. City of Porto.
And I say City of Let's check and be sure because. Yeah, but my main games no more. City are winning the matches with the exception of Porto. Oshe Porto 3-1. Oshe Olympic Marseille 3-0. And on their away. And Olympiacos 3-0 home. And Oshe Olympiacos 1-0 away. And only Porto ball draw away. And only Olympic Marseille also ball 3-0 and no ball home. And away. Or sign a share and on a knockout stage. Or share Mönchengladbach 2-0 and at home or be share 2-0 into knockout stage. A round of 16 or we need home and away 2-0. Quarter final only Borussia Dortmund or we need 2-1 home and now Sanko we need 2-1 away. And a semi-final say the name no Paris Saint-Germain or share no 2-1 away and we winning 2-0 home. Wow. Pep. The only setback Unyaye, and that should tell you, say, Porto was a stubborn side in the Champions League because group stage, even Pep ball home, Porto share 1 goal, or we need 3-1, and a couple of goalless were away. Yeah. Apart from Porto, the ball to Pep at group stages no be for ball and to Pep at game. That's interesting stats.
Yeah. Apart from Porto, first leg 3-1 or share 1, and I was signing the ball draw and your Porto. And Pep keep clean sheets in all the 6 games of boy.
Group stage.
And Uncle winning now. But Porto was the only team that took some points from City in the group stages and then also put a ball at the back of the net against City. This same Porto is the team that gave Chelsea its only defeat in the road to the final.
Yeah.
So you can see say Porto Cronano or yeah aba
but I don't never final no Estadio do Dragão in
Nkato
yes.
Because Oha City
yeah
and or sign beha Chelsea.
So you more history at Porto.
At Porto, yeah.
Yeah.
And Yanko had Chelsea in so road to the final.
Yeah.
Group stage Sevilla and the first match about draw. Away Krasnodar or 4-0. And at home against Rennes 3-0. And away Rennes 2-1. And Olivier Giroud last gasp goal be or share. And at Chelsea win it 2-1. Away at Sevilla Olivier Giroud again 4 goals in a single match. Chelsea could win away 4-0. Home Krasnodar 1-1. Lampard is about 11 players no. A Lampard we started by. Your boss are drawn away and a subsequent games and ye beam. And or the permanent.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Krasnodar home no 1-1. And only Lampard Champions League game I chato said the American. Oh boy, and also the game oh yeah, changes baby.
Yeah.
Chelsea and Timmy win because he thought that the opposition was or the injury money adding in our boy. Chelsea momentum no. And one started to share. Now away Atletico Madrid. That was under Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah.
Chelsea could win 1-0.
That was the quarters.
Our Portugal, right?
Yeah.
Say stadium one year bona.
Sevilla. Nko Sevilla for stadium.
There Spain there no. Yani Atletico Sevilla yani ne boss Sevilla. Yani Atletico ko bono Portugal. Porto stadium.
Okay.
E won e ko shade o pese Pepe nyane de we ye de free.
Oh no, that's mo ko Porto obia.
Yeah.
Mo ne Porto team.
Yani Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, meka.
Yeah, we ko share no ko shoes we.
Exactly.
Na yani sisi na revi.
Oh me fear.
Kai never yenso advantage ga cry.
Oh me
ko share Atletico Madrid 1-0.
Exactly.
Olivier Giroud's bicycle kick.
I remember very well.
I'm happy you remember now.
No, I thought the stadium. I forgot it. Name some Portugal.
Yeah, Portugal. Send us our time. No, na Spain.
Yes, exactly. So you had to bring.
Yeah, and at home last season Atletico Madrid 2-0. And Atletico home and away 3-0 on aggregate.
At the same stadium.
No, return leg near ball or.
What about tuning out on man? Within some days.
No, Atletico the end the ball return no Stamford Bridge. Sevilla yani Porto no near ball ni na or one stadium.
Exactly what Sevilla.
Yani Porto the no and near ball ni na the same stadium.
Exactly. One Drago or no.
No, Atletico they call Drago.
Yeah. Okay, Matthias.
What you saying?
Sevilla the end there. Explain it well to
Sevilla yani
Porto no there.
That time no ntimi nkobo Portugal.
Exactly.
So Portugal
that one was played in Spain. Exactly. Now Atletico Madrid then Mokobon were Portugal. Were Porto. Yes.
And when the end the boni mi nyina ho. Chelsea winning first like 2-0. And away a second match no almost share 1-0. Last minute goal so okay, that beautiful goal.
Yes.
And semi-final against Madrid 1-1 stadium almost over was saying.
Near Kobe.
It's our stadium no.
Timbe.
Real Madrid training grounds on.
Oh, wait. And
I be winning 2-0.
Yeah.
And to take it from there.
Yes. Yeah. So for me, it's one of the biggest game. We are Pandita. It's very difficult to predict some of this game. I've listened to Larry and he had some beautiful story that they still can't wrap their head around why, if the game was taken out of Istanbul, Atatürk Stadium in Istanbul, or Manfam by England, when there are 2 English teams playing, then they still decided to take it to Portugal. But at least this is UEFA. Sometimes, for me, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
The game was supposed to have been played in
Istanbul,
England, Wembley.
Yeah, initially was
no Istanbul. So COVID-19
exactly. Then
and come about Wembley.
Yeah,
now taxes are. Na English are buying so original. And UEFA said we are not there. Almost meeting, but UEFA felt said the money was too much.
I think that the English caucus should have considered their both teams to play because in terms of maybe at that time so sure but this game now about 16,500 people will be allowed to go and watch. Now Chelsea will tickets in cry say and sign. I'm reading a story. Chelsea are returning unsold tickets. About 700 tickets. Yeah. Just say the Mompana.
No, City the identity in our sign is City owner Sheikh Mansour and a turning in Tripper fans ni nyina omuko City fans omuko nyina enye obi abotom dollar kra.
No, but about just 8,000 at Chelsea, you couldn't raise 8,000 people to go and support the final.
Won't the American say?
I understand you, but if forget that one.
No, how can I forget? Sika sam how can I forget that one?
Niska.
Enye sika we here team Nura. City team Nura. Now manu to one MP free 10.
So the point is Munisika which may raise 8,000 people to go and watch this final. Asama Sika Sembia.
T. I don't know. No. My name say me point na say Roman Abramovich and say me take it my fans. He didn't do that. City fans Sheikh Mansour feel said this is the first time ever our club no Champions League. Inti fans no trip ni nyina anya ticket nko.
Yeah, me we about 8,000
ticket omo ko hebon no ene omo airline ticket
200.
What tia ni nyina
£200.
Yeah.
Christ mo ntumi anko.
Inti no de o ka se bi anka e ka se City fans obi anto the ticket is Chelsea fans. I mean yama 8,700 pena aka. Is it that bad?
It's no news. Wow.
Is it that bad?
It just 8,000.
Obi a chairman free.
Stadium no 53,000.
I said but Chelsea be na person money alarm me. Masa hwe de o ye ni
ye. You think I've made my point. You want to justify?
Manucho, Unity Radio.
Exactly.
Any Empire Radio. Echo Bobo. Ewo Empire Radio say on Ola station.
Yes.
Ewo Ghana.
Yeah.
And a Unity Radio America. And ye kwa Share Cup final. Ewo yemfa krobi ti say hin.
Lagos.
There be Lagos Ghana.
Dubai.
Ewo Dubai.
The Biako say one.
Ewo Dubai. And a Unity Radio say okay, ye dey Oscar. Your first final ni. Empire Radio for abo final ni bi agida.
Exactly.
And a Unity Radio owner say oh no. Your first final in Yamania historic. And I am my 8,000 tickets now. Owner say no for us to get the full 8,000 fans. Ticket in my hoka airlines or modeko. Metua my subsidize ya mamo. Metua and also kamamo. It automatically someone who say Unity Radio 8,000 is mamu 20,000 kra. The fans because nobody is paying.
Yes.
Free. And I'll call Empire Radio. Empire Radio say okay. Yes, we are both fine and be dayajida. We are not subsidizing, we are not buying ticket for our fans. Fans rule ni some baby support team to omo amra. And they almost 8,000. And out of 8,000, it must 7,200. 7,300 individually. Omo ato ticket iba.
8,000.
Of course. Now we know more free.
8,000 Muntumi Anthony nya waka brofo be to justify. Majatum. I'm wondering if it was 20,000. Anka bana de anke segueti.
No, that remember that.
Who on man ka obeko there?
No, yeah.
UK, Asan ka obeko.
This game?
Yes.
Of course.
No,
now circumstances become manko kadisi akameko.
But 8,000, you couldn't raise 8,000 fans to go to a stadium and you are speaking a lot of English. That City had a
Chelsea called Bayern Munich, no. Yeah, but match no final no way.
What stadium?
Allianz Arena. Yeah, ko boy no. Spectators in our stadium who Chelsea ni Bayern. Why not a dozen?
Bayern for.
And the Korea saying.
So what's your point?
My point is
you can't raise 8,000. You don't have money to raise 8,000.
It is not the number of people you bring to the stadium.
So you don't have money to raise the 8,000 people to go and watch.
Oh, the Fabibia negative.
Yeah, so negative.
Fabibia negative. But
I think it's a big game.
We will have a 9 show on Monday. You and myself.
I've never lost before.
We will have a nice show on Monday.
I want to measure match, baby. Me share me bar against Lucy down.
Me see we will have a nice match on Monday.
Match whether me bar against Lucy in Babeka.
Program na juada. Your viewers and your listeners no money be jikeke.
They'll be watching the game thinking about you. And then me yano. Because until how will he survive? How will he introduce the show on Monday?
Oh, okay.
How will he introduce the show?
Already near Lucy. I'm happy.
I can only daydream about you. No, people should not worry. Proper diagnosis of the just before the game. Now at least now we have more information about at least team sheets and will be happening because it's an no pre-match. But I mean, Pep did not talk too much.
But share now. Okay, be more the lineup about. Yes. Share your Facebook. You can bring us your lineup. Or china so lineup ni bema. Maybe I will be aside the account. Or lineup ni bem pepe. $50. You bet you $50. Or line up ni bem pepe. And yes, I can buy a copy bianim.
Yes. What you mean about 11 players never starting.
Yeah.
It put them information, but 11 players never starting.
Yes, I know. Yeah, the information. Yeah, they say players no.
Watch this awadi and
okay. And I'll be reading them out very shortly.
Exactly.
Ebimodio, I mean, who say, Mami Abankuma in the lineup aba. Abeku, Enoch, and so in the lineup aba. Lawson Junior, and so in the lineup aba. Nti ni nyina yebehwe so far I have 3 lineups. Two person can kind of run.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Mami Abankuma. Mami Abankuma DNA. Mami Abankuma from Ghana, Pantine Hospital.
Yes, exactly. How
no yeah, Juma. Exactly. Sir, Mami Abankuma line up ni be much na. You bet $50.
Mbani put the say increasing to 200. So about to me, yeah, I'm 50 back on.
Wow, the 50 back on.
Exactly.
Okay. And Timami Abankuma, Saudi Abama, Manucho say Unity Radio more 50. Manucho say no 50 back on $100. Exactly. Okay, Timami Abankuma line up or the buy ni. Benjamin Mendy will start in post for Chelsea. Defenders, I like the way she did it. Or actual goalkeeper, she lost the game.
Yeah, she's deep.
Midfielders, forward
on set.
She's just phenomenal.
Yes.
I see goalkeeper Mendy, defenders Rudiger, Thiago Silva, Caesar Spilicueta, Ben Chilwell. Okay. I think say a holiday. A holiday were training in Abyss.
Yes, okay.
No, but he didn't play. He didn't play Rhys James.
Exactly. It's about Spilicueta.
Okay, about Spilicueta in place of James. Yeah. Okay, it's Mami Abase. Defenders near Thiago Silva, Caesar Spilicueta, Ben Chilwell, and then midfielders. In Tinacha say obo one ball back 3-0. Because obo
5.
Okay, 5. Because obo Rudiger, Thiago Silva 2, right? Caesar Spilicueta 3, Ben Chilwell 4, about 4.
4 back.
Yeah, 4 back. Yes. But I think so we were ball wing backs into your ball 3.
Yes. And it will be dangerous to play a 4 back.
Yeah, into anyway, you don't know, maybe they'll tweak their lineup. And a midfielders or fire in N'Golo Kante, Mason Mount, Jorginho, Pulisic, and then forwards Timo Werner, Kai Havertz. Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, yeah. And to only 4-4-2, you could see from the system.
It can be varied.
But conspicuously, Kovacic for him.
Now you're Gino.
And he played Jorginho instead. You think that is okay?
No, the
Pulisic, Kovacic for him. Yeah. He played Jorginho. Midfielders Kante, Mount, Jorginho, Pulisic.
Okay.
It's no ball to say. So forward I don't. Yeah. And then forward no ball Timo Werner and then Kai Havertz. That's the lineup from.
It's an interesting.
Mamiaba Nkuma and then Pius Hayford Sudini keeper Mendy defense Rudiger Thiago Silva Christensen. Wow, that's interesting.
Yes.
It is ball Rudiger Thiago Christensen midfield Chilwell Kante Kova James forward Pulisic Mount Werner. Wow. I think Pius lineup, the only thing that's missing for me it's Caesar Spilicueta because he will play as Spilicueta. Caesar Spilicueta.
It's not easy to win.
But you know, but the 3 on also boy, could be because usually Chelsea back 3 now no starting boy no about Thiago, Christensen, Rudiger. Until Rudiger Christensen prior and now Twiki now about Christensen we now about Aspilicueta and then Chilwell. Now N'Golo the choice between N'Golo Kante, Jorginho, Kovacic will be the tricky one because Kovacic coming back. I know Kovacic will start, but Jorginho, will he play 3 midfield? We don't know. Maybe he can decide to play 3 midfield with Jorginho, N'Golo being the holding ones. Now Kovacic maybe Akoka
outfield more.
Yeah, outfield no more because Osambe Kovacic can also defend and he can juggle or handle and run with the ball. So a very tricky.
The good thing for Chelsea is that they have avalanche of talents and their midfield, their defense, I think they are so solid.
Mamia Bankuma is fantastic. Osan the City so Diaba, City or see Ederson, defenders Stones, Diaz, Zinchenko, Cancelo. So he's playing Cancelo ahead of Kyle Walker tomorrow.
I like this one.
And then midfielders Foden, De Bruyne, Gundogan, Fernandinho, and then Aguero, Mahrez. Wow. I don't think Aguero will start.
Why do you have a strong?
No. I strongly believe
Aguero will be the trump card. From what I'm reading,
Abeku Enoch Edifi Abu Dhabi, right?
Yes.
Abeku Enoch lineup near Mendy, Christensen, Silva, Rudiger, and then Aspilicueta, Kante, Jorginho, Chilwell, Mount, Havertz, Werner.
It's not bad.
Yeah, and no Oyi Pulisic to bench. In fact, If there's any player I would want to see him come from the bench, it will be Pulisic, because he's been very wasteful in our last 3 games, and he's not had any impact in the last 3 games at all. He also benched Reece James, and then he went for wing backs of Aspilicueta and then Ben Chilwell, and then so about Timo Werner and then Kai
Havertz.
Yeah, well, Havertz and Werner.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it will be interesting to have Havertz in the game tomorrow, for the sake of ball retention, because Pulisic the ball checked too much, and he's been out of it for the last 3 games.
Out of sorts.
Cra.
Just line up the heading.
Yeah.
And I think they
and the coach also he tinkers a lot. He tinkers a lot. It's a team no more.
And it can be to your advantage, because you set Pep Guardiola to be thinking too much. So one more name who will be coming. So you have to have 2 or 3 strategies, and then but sometimes too it takes something off the team, because the cohesion and bat is set open. But so for me, the Chelsea lineup in the bedding.
So you can give a lineup?
Oh, I can't give a strong
one.
Manucho,
you will give us a lineup?
No. I can't give a.
But maybe I'm impressed with lineup on the bantam, because I will be giving people clue as to which players will be playing.
No, I'll give you a lineup, but the point is that
Lawson Jr. surprisingly, Lawson Jr. and the lineup might.
I understand, but some of these things it's only asked to lottery into here. Me penny, I made to me them say so more. Yeah, where you can put a finger, but this one it can tinker it any other way for it to really work. But I'll give
as the people are in tune with Chelsea lineup no more than City, do you know?
No, the City one looks like a straightforward one for me.
Lawson Jr. saw in the lineup, Abba. And I'm talking about Lawson the and Pam Samakai. Lawson said that Lawson say Mendy defense, Rudiger, Thiago Christensen, and our boy Chilwell, Kante, Kova, James, and then Pulisic, Mount Werner. Unim, I'll be very honest with you, Manucho. If I consider all the lineups that I have so far, with my Chelsea, I think Lawson Jr. stands a better chance of winning. Of all the lineups, the only okay, only the defense, no, Rudiger, Thiago Silva, Christensen, and then Chilwell, Kante, Kova, James, and then Pulisic, Mount, Werner. But then Aspilicueta is missing here.
Aspilicueta on starting.
You think so?
On the Christensen, I'm expecting a 3-back. It should be.
Now I'm saying no 3-back, no 3-back, no obo. James, Thiago, Rudiger, because Christensen maybe last game. Namsa Christensen was okay, but when you maybe he wanted to get more fitter for.
About James as in the 3-back.
Yeah, last 3 games.
Wow.
Or Tinka or the Aspilicueta mumma eba nenim na James ibo James Rudiger Thiago.
Then the strategies are different.
No, yeah, so it's.
But I don't think it will make sense to put James in such a game. I mean, as a 3-back, because it will leave a lot of spaces. Because we are about 3-back and not just not quite flat foot. Because we need man to man marking, because then you leave 2 spaces in the middle. But maybe about James Basilqueta and not just maybe you want a lot of defensive cover. Into just you lose the ball on the player that you run into position. That's just maybe for me a very heavy shell there, and it depends on the player. Or run a line. If you realize that player be a boy and the map there, you need a lot of cover to make Animapi put pressure on him. Even in basketball, it happens. So to Moon say, see a boss self carrier, you take 2-man defense on him, or to me beat back, the other one will do the job on him. So I think those are some of the things that will be working out. But on said days, I think experience should count. It should be an Aspilicueta in there, it should be a Rudiger and a Thiago Silva. For me, this 3 away. Christensen is a bit sluggish for me. He's a ball playing defender, but this time you are going to play against a very, very potent attack force. Amunya ball playing. Riyad Mahrez now. Riyad
Mahrez and then Kevin De Bruyne is very pacey too.
Bernardo Silva gets the chance to play. Phil Foden is also a huge talent in there. It puts a bit of pressure, and I don't think that I wouldn't do a Christensen. I'll do an Aspilicueta. I'll do a Thiago Silva, and together with Rudiger in the defensive lineup. In the middle, maybe Kovacic, Kante. I think you don't need a Jorginho at this point. You need a player who is more of a fighter. He will be putting the ball in. little spaces, you know, with the ball, watch you know the manner he can easily receive the ball and give a very huge, take you out of the troubles, and that's why Kovacic does. It's a one-off game. As much as we pray about back, you know, you don't.
Yeah, I think Kovacic will start.
You don't take a chance in some of these games. Jorginho decides when to play, and sometimes the big games.
Kovacic started last game against Leicester. So.
The big game, he's a bit off color, and he will commit. You know, one blunder will really cause. Now, against such a team, you don't make mistakes. So there's some false errors. The keeper won't might just cause you. Then outfield, no. I mean, there should be a Mount. Mount, no, that should be in there. There should be a Timo Werner. The rest of the two sometimes becomes a bit difficult for me, but I think Pulisic should also be in this game to help run the lines. I mean, say Cancelo, Zinchenko should also start at the other side, and Cancelo, Kawa, Kamone are in there. For me, this is not their moment. These are times you need people who have a cool head and they can really hold it till the final and best of the game. Yeah.
Say, with all the analysis, yeah, share quickly maybe some statistics binding the two teams.
Yes.
And what to expect going into the game proper. Say the kind of Pep Guardiola and Thomas Tuchel. We all know say Omo Asia or Germany. Say the kind of Thomas and to me and Pep Guardiola that and Omo by England so Pep by. Tuchel by
2 games.
One is when you 2 times victory, 2-time victory over him. Now, young kind Abakosem Kakra between Chelsea and Man City. Now, City's first major European final for 51 years. Bet starts now. It is 51 years since Man City a major European final. Amu Eshe Gornik Zabreze 2-1 in the 1970 Cup Winners' Cup final. And in the European competition, Chelsea and Man City only previous meeting came in the 1970-71 Cup Winners' Cup semi-final. Chelsea won both legs 1-0 to progress to the final. Iti abako semu Chelsea ni City Asia bakope.
Yeah, just
Ewo Europe 1970 Chelsea dinkunim ewo Etihad and then Stamford Bridge. And at Chelsea edi ewini where they beat Real Madrid after a replay. Iti Chelsea after beating City no. Yes, I could share Real Madrid.
Yes.
Yeah.
70-70.
Yeah. Now, if he starts, City Phil Foden, or better 21 or and Friday, and he's 21 and then birthday, 21 years exactly today, will become the 3rd youngest Englishman to start in a UEFA Champions League final after Owen Hargreaves, in 2001 for Bayern Munich. That time no 20 years, 121 3 days. And now Liverpool, Brent Evans said Trent Alexander-Arnold, 2018. Also no 19 years, 231 days. And now 2019, 20 years, 237 days. Also about final two. Bakomu Lusui. And now Umbeje Bako. Now, since featuring in a 2-1 defeat by Lyon in September 2018, City's Bernardo Silva is unbeaten in his past 26 Champions League matches. The last time Bernardo Silva Gina Champions League game it was against last year semi-final against Olympic Lyon. If you know about 26 UEFA Champions League matches, Olusu Bakokra said Bernardo Silva start here. One more winning 23 and Omar draw 3. The longest unbeaten run in the history of the competition.
Yeah,
Bernardo Silva Nikura. Chelsea defender Thiago Silva a feature in last season Champions League final for Paris Saint-Germain and could become the 5th player to play in the final in consecutive seasons. Wow. So about final this year, not about final the following year. Marcel Desailly 1993-94 with AC Milan. Paul Sousa 1996-97 with Juventus and then Borussia Dortmund in 97. Until 96 with Juve, 97 with Dortmund. Samuel Eto'o 2009 with Barcelona, 2010 with Inter Milan. And then Alvaro Morata, Real Madrid in 2014, 2015 Juventus. And he said Thiago Silva, which is a history he's going to make. Almost say if he starts, which definitely he will start. And Thiago and so at the end, Thomas Tuchel and so Ababaye, the only coach I call consecutive finals with two different clubs. A being see that. Obibeka say opponent say Zidane oko 3. Zidane dia no the same club, Real Madrid. But first time we free or the team PSG ako final. No free no wasan befa Chelsea so echo final. First time ever. And so enye enti eno so edie eno no. Obi be bisa say na Champions League ni team ben share Chelsea ni Man City omu frɛ omu nyina ye English teams. Ebiasi da na now this is the third time emre toso miensani English teams in the final. And second in 3 seasons. That tells you the supremacy of the Premier League these days. In the Champions League 2008 was the first time ever Obakaya Chelsea and Manchester United and Ishia 120 minutes ni na akwa wie no Chelsea shebako Manchester United shebako and Man United they win 6-5 on penalties. Sa final no course Moscow minim say Chelsea echitafo bekai John Terry ahwe ase ogobo penalty winning goal otehwe. Now 11 years later Liverpool and Tottenham Ekoi Emma Liverpool so eshe Tottenham 2-0 in Madrid, the last final to be played in front of a capacity crowd. Now say City share Chelsea, they will become the 6th different English club to be crowned champions of Europe after Liverpool, United, Nottingham Forest, Chelsea and Aston Villa. City are 9th different English club to reach the final after Liverpool, United, Nottingham Forest, Chelsea, Aston Villa, Leeds United, Arsenal and Tottenham. The last English team to win the first final was Aston Villa in 1982 against Bayern Munich.
Wow.
The last say teams ibiako final omo winni emre di kinda na ibiasi da England ibiasi da Aston Villa was the first team in England omo call final for the first time omo Bayern Munich and omo winni. That was in 1982.
So it tells you that that record is still intact. That the only thing working against City strongly is that they getting to a final for the first time and breaking your virginity and lifting the trophy. A very, very difficult venture for them. And the only good thing is that Charlie, Champions League this time they've been the strongest team in 13 games. They've not lost. Like just like you said, only Porto.
AC Wilson, yes, she's a die-hard Chelsea fan. Or say it will happen la. Chelsea will win or die-hard Chelsea.
It should happen because I mean City need to have a near-death situation, nearly kill a bed. The best should fly away, then they come back stronger to learn their lessons too. But the coach they have, I mean, you see, tomorrow's game is Tuchel. I'll be looking at the first 5 minutes. Tuchel composure. The players is getting on the field because.
But I won't say Champions League. Time Aston Villa winning year 1982. No.
Yeah.
9 year Champions League.
Oh yeah, Premier League.
UEFA. No.
Yeah.
European. UEFA European Championship.
Yes.
But I won't say a rebranding to Champions League in 1992. But you call if you say a rebranding, no, it is a Premier League. I know say a rebranding. No.
Yes.
About Premier League. No. If you say a rebranding, no, there. Team awako final English team bianco final first time on J.
Yes.
Team awako final first time awaje Barcelona, AC Milan, any Marseille, any Porto. Okay, Mourinho, FC Porto. These are the 4 teams. If you say a rebranded Champions League, yes. Omako final first time and they have won it.
Yes.
Aston Villa G 1982. No, UEFA Champions League. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Say 92 no must start.
Chelsea call. Amore Brandy at Chelsea call final first time.
Yes.
Chelsea lose
2008. Yes. Exactly. Liverpool also. So the issue here is that Ochameshe to body language really, and also he needs to take. You see, the game will be won from the bench. In terms of players there, both teams are even getting to the end of the way. They did not end strongly. I'm going to say they are too strong teams going to play this final. Chelsea has had its own fair share of some losses.
Stephen also say it's a 3-1 against Chelsea, a repetition of 2011 final. It's no match for Pep.
Yeah, I would say Pep by Wembley, but yeah, that's magic. But this time around, he came with a strong team. They knew themselves and they had played for. They had won the Champions League. They had that history backing them. But said the only thing working against City now is the history. But I think they've been awesome. If they crown it with this trophy now, we'll be able to say, wow, they had a perfect run. They made a perfect run. With only Porto who can hit their chance of stopping them in Europe. And already they've won the Carabao Cup, they've won the league already. The FA Cup depend on win to me, Angie. So you'll be doing a treble in all those regards. So I think adding everything together, Tuchel and Pep Guardiola should be the two masterminds to really engineer this one. And Tuchel needs to be careful. You see, one thing about Pep Guardiola is that he's a purist, he's a perfectionist. Or yeah, the opposite money effort. And winning is everything about him. But Tuchel is more of a pragmatic one, very practical in his approach. Maybe game we say, just to have it in my favor. It takes every game and how it is played. I would say Pep Guardiola is more like talented kids. He's very talented. Stone boy for Nibi, San or Yen, only quite be obedi first. Then you have a Tuchel who is more like a Shatawale. Any day, every game be a meboni say. This game, these are the positives about the team. He say na meboni near the end. And I think that is true work in Tuchel's favor. Because Pep will be thinking too much. He wants to do it so well and perfectly. Tuchel will be very, very pragmatic. Tell the boys that get on the pitch, press them, make sure you fill all empty spaces and get the results in your favor. And see, putting all these things together, the first 5-10 minutes will really give us a very good picture. And a place in part, if they decide to deploy on the pitch, whether he'll be a bit more defensive. And I think one thing working for Chelsea is that their midfield looks a bit solid and very resolute. So I'm expecting them to put the ball on the pitch and play. I'm for ball into from normal ball. Pep will be trying to get the ball to the outside players. The Riyad Mahrez, Bernardo Silva, Monfil, because 7 De Bruyne. And if Fernandinho, but I don't know why I should start Fernandinho in this game for some time now. As much as he's very, very good, it might be some doing. Say experienced players now. They've not really had a very good stance this time around, but they are still very good players in the idea. I am looking at 2 very well placed teams. One really needs it more because for everything that Pep Guardiola has done, he has some of these things going against him. I agree. In managerial career, just over, he started around 2008, 2009. He's been in football management just a little over 12, going in the 13th year, winning just 2 Champions League. And after what he did in Bayern Munich, there's always that school of thought that Massa, you need to do something without this famous Barcelona team of Mutumije. And I think this is how close he's come in recent times. And one thing good for him is that he knows how to play final games to win. And what's your number of trophies are when they do finals and Kwanda, the skill and everything comes to bear. But Tuchel also needs to bear his teeth for everything football. No. So when you whip it, then it becomes the typical Pochettino in the mix. That Massa will do final with the likes of Mbappe, Neymar, Mourinho, they won't to me. What's up a team with a lot of history and record backing them in Chelsea? He needs to really show that form too. Timo Werner needs to up his game. Sign profligate, this is a one-off game.
Squandering of chances.
It's what is affecting.
There's no room here.
If Chelsea had a very prolific striker in the person of Cavani and I say Lewandowski, and I'll straight away tell you that it's a foregone conclusion. That is where they are lacking. So we should Chelsea total play now, and the only area in their game which looks a bit deficient is their striking department. It is our one-off games, and at this moment you need the strikers to let you win one-off games. I've always said that defense looks one solid one. Pep's biggest problem over the years has been his defense, but this time around I think getting Ruben Diaz and Laporte and Stones, he's managed to
Ruben Diaz will win players of
the season. Yeah, it sets it up beautifully that it's about who takes his chances, and if Pep is able to avoid that midfield of Chelsea, it will work in his favor. I remember so well 2008, that is what Ferguson did, or like you said, the Lampards and Co in the middle, a bad thing. It's the only way is that when you're born and try to raise the ball to your actual players and let them dazzle. Riyad Mahrez, then all the time the defenders and wing backs need to go back to help. So it's about the 2 managers and their tactical acumen. That will be on display tomorrow afternoon. You enjoy it from whichever way. I think it's a brilliant game. England becomes EPL becomes the eventual winners, and City winning it will set them as an elite club. Chelsea winning will cement their status as one of the elite clubs to reckon with in modern day football. So this is a game.
Let's look at Lawson Jr. City lineup.
Yes.
He plays Edison in the goalpost. Zichenko, Stones, Diaz, Walker, Medford, De Bruyne, Gundogan, Rodri. Oh, surprisingly, why Fernandinho Ephraim? I think Fernandinho is starting tomorrow. Fernandinho will start tomorrow. You can bet on that. Because of N'Golo Kante. Fernandinho is starting tomorrow. He reserved Fernandinho specially for this final, and they have even extended his contract by a year. They've given him 1 more year contract.
He can't play, but I don't think this is
okay. That is Lawson's lineup: De Bruyne, Gundogan, Rodri, and then forward Foden, Silva, Mahrez.
Yeah,
tormentous.
I think the front is a midfield that now I can Walker. I mean, that's why I have a bit of, but I mean, it sets it up beautifully. That
he played Walker ahead of Cancelo.
Exactly. I can say why him, but it sets it up beautifully that both teams have limitless a number of players to really choose from to have a beautiful team. We can only wait for them tomorrow. I think it's a game of coaches, tactical game of the coaches, because both teams, it doesn't look like they are extraordinarily above each other. They are too strong.
See, I mean, chair for academic messages. Maybe I'll say why nation after every analysis that you've put in and all the records that we've read and judging from the coach's tactical know-how, any ineptitude. Why nation? Now, Eric Kwache says, sympathizing with my noisy neighbors, though we know you'll be doing that. Mami Abba say, okay, and them say I kind of that. And Mami Abba say I should pray hard. I think I read that one, right? Also, I want the world. Oh, I know. I want the world to continue enjoying the peace we have. I am the fence for this one on the fence. James Osei say Opo Chelsea will win by 3-2. James Osei, prediction Ibema, you bet you idea. Chelsea will win by 3-2. And then Pius Effort says Chelsea will beat City. Pep will try to be overly smart and lose the game. That is what. But I mean, for interview, I said Pep is on the tactic. I say he did that against Leon. And he was chastised. Also, Zichenko blast, a girlfriend. Emma Zichenko kranko otono. But later he realized he needs the player more than the player needs him, because that Zichenko boy is a fantastic player.
He should start. Phenomenal. He should start. I mean,
he criticized Pep.
Yeah, we should be allowed.
The girlfriend, I don't know why I keep. But anyway, say I'm rough on it.
Yeah. I mean,
Pius say Pep will be overthinking.
Yes,
trying to outplay and Chelsea tipen and Chelsea can capitalize.
I think you're serious. He wants to do it beautiful.
Yeah, Mami Abankuma says I can't support the noisy neighbors. Neither can I go for the Abonkele ones, though. Hey, she's indifferent.
Yes, every United fan at this point, whichever way they will be happy, they will be sad. So these are not good times to be one of them. Very indifferent, mixed feelings near there. But and I'm just saying, when push comes to shove, they will push it down the throat of Chelsea going down. I think that because young Ghana for there, it was a surely no bragging rights in there. Chelsea need United fans and it's a really Ghana.
Yeah,
and it's a Chelsea. Yeah, that means they are
United fans.
They are very close. They are very close. I can one more trophy. Now, the Champions League discussions will end. Well, because you see, and can no shut up. We are 3-1. We are latter day Saints in there. And our City, Ferguson had a lot of unkind words for City. City will never win the EPL near the in our Wakada, let alone win a European glory. Well, so for them you to live the next day to know that your noisy neighbors are now also elite club in Europe. I think where lies the noise again. It's whichever way United fans will not be happy, but I think from where I sit today, they'll be happy with a City win more than Chelsea doing this.
Okay, one. So Mami Abankuma is indifferent. Silas Ajuman, thanks for joining us, and Agnes Asari, thanks for taking time out of a busy schedule to be with us here. Lawson says, Opo, what's your lineup for Chelsea? I'll bring my lineup very shortly. Mami Aba, as for this country, Ankasa, as I always say, they should sell it and share the proceeds to all of us. Okay, we'll be coming back to the political discourse pretty shortly. But before we do that, let me keep reading the messages as they come in. Mami Abankuma says, I agree with the Ochehine on this one. All companies, whether licensed or not, should be halted. I think I agree with you and Ochehine too. Kwame Obina Wache, thanks for joining us. Kwame says, good day, guys. Mami Abba says, true be told, it's about time we the youth holding our politicians to their promises. Okay, she's trying to say it's about time we hold them to their promises.
Yeah.
This traveling issue, I can't just wrap my hand around it. Like how can a president who promised to protect the public purse, the national coffers, doing this to us. I am sad to be a Ghanaian. Nana Watson, Canada, thanks for joining us on the show. David Agbanyaga is also with us. Kwame Obiawochi says, Nucho, you are now Rasta. Hey, you won't go to Achimota school. That's very interesting. That's coming from Kwame Obiawochi. Mamia Bankuma says, to even borrow, you spend this ridiculous amount. They don't have heart. They are heartless. That's what she's saying. Eric Kwacho and he say, "Opo today you bop." David Agbanyaga says, good. Good Opo. You have made me sad today at work. In fact, the most useless MPP government. Hashtag fix Ghana economy. The corruption is too much. Mamiya is watching us. She says hello, Opo and his crew. David Agbanyaga says the Blues forever. Chelsea win tomorrow. And then Lawson Jr. says Chelsea 2-0. It's picking the cup. Kwame Obin Dakun also Kwame Obin Awachi says Massa, if Juju is in football, let 11 men create a team. That goes to Manucho. He's saying that those who just spirituality my 11 Juju men anti team has win. Paul Dis also says Chelsea 0, Chelsea City 2, just because of Opo. David Agbanyaga, Opo, if I need my Opo, I need my Chelsea jersey. I'm coming for it tomorrow after beating Man City by 2-0. I didn't promise Chelsea jersey. Chelsea jersey and nobody didn't charge $50 no. Right now. New one $164 plus.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
So almost vapor near the authentic one now players nation and almost stadium shirt. This one I the way I say na stadium shirt. This was around no matter to come on $80-something, but the vapor one it's always expensive. But I know look more like JC I know authentic. JCA players no sham.
Exactly.
So they have the vapor and they have the stadium one. The stadium one is we say I can check the price, but the stadium one it's 100 and something. The stadium. Oh, say we are the winner. No, on Chelsea near. You know.
Oh, predict a win for win, but don't worry. And at the end of the day, next year
we'll plan well.
You plan well
because next year we say Chelsea best final.
Chelsea Besako
final. We win this year, we go to final next year, and then near to United 3-3. Okay, so David Agbanyaga, you said you need your jersey. Okay, we'll talk about that. David says, Mr. Paul, you will sleep early. The power. See, Paul is also say Chelsea will lose because of me. Paul bedantem. Into catch Paul say David Agbanyaga so bedantem. So we now message in man.
Paul Lambantem, obedantem. Paul Lambante, obedantem.
Okay. And then of course Lawson Jr. says, say Chelsea. Pius says, so Manucho, who will win? The answer before I move on.
Who is asking? Pius
Hayford. Also with all the analysis you've done, who will win?
No, my head is with Chelsea. Chelsea should win, but my heart. You see, this is the most difficult predictions I've ever had to make in my life. Since last night, I've been thinking through it. Read a lot of
City not to say Semenye Chelsea. No, City a favorite, but the game is tricky.
Champions League, they are not, and Chelsea, City, I don't think they're overwhelming favorites. I believe in every competition has its own tenets and people. But everybody,
all the pundits are saying, say City overwhelming favorite.
Why?
I'm saying City will not sleep
over
this.
Chelsea have played them twice this season. Tuchel has played them, beating them. So what makes it so different? Is it because it's Champions League? No, sometimes. And yesterday,
City wants it more. City needs it. This is what Pep Guardiola.
No.
Yeah, I always say, sir, if they will be here no nya, 2008 Chelsea J. So because Chelsea needed it badly. That is what now Roman Abramovich told him. It's not about who wants it most. It's about luck comes into play.
Yes.
Who takes their chances? Who can handle the pressure? Just spirituality has everything. Who can handle the pressure well?
You don't believe?
Who can? Because the FA Cup final, I think the Chelsea players didn't handle the pressure well. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, they didn't.
Why?
So they were. They were over ambitious. What's my point now? You beshe side team then.
No, but me too. I knew Leicester would beat them. Let me say Leicester beshamo.
So Manucho, who will win? So think about that. I'll come back to you. Lawson Jr. says, Baropo, if we lose the way, they will laugh at us. If we lose, but I mean, like I said, it wouldn't be as bad as United if City beats Chelsea. City is a better team in England, the best team in England. Into your Chelsea and young one, but that is not to say I was saying. But my point is, yeah, ne VR and Kobo fan and my VR and yes how. Namia Bankuma, with all due respect, Kafra.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, for the moment, but as yes, on people only remember the trophy you won. They don't remember the team you played with.
Oh, they do. And how can I say they do?
I won.
Position it matters.
No.
United,
it's about the trophies
United,
you are winning.
2021. United ne when Kafana lose VR. So what will ba na wa ma oba no kra be United ni no otesa na werebe ho.
So then Arsenal should be parting itself the Barca and share your finance.
Yeah, that's a good team.
No, we lost it.
That's a very good team.
I Obiano na dream. At the end of the day, it's your trophies.
Oh, the Manucho mami miss out Kano Crow. Say no, I know say trophies count.
Yeah.
But mami miss out say Barca. Arsenal losing Champions League final to Barca and Arsenal losing Champions League final to Grenada.
Yeah, and say
Grenada yamo Kano Crow. Would be very honest?
Oh, Grenada,
yeah,
but it doesn't. I bet me because Grenada looks like an easy opposition and Barca is difficult. But beyond that,
you've done all my analysis.
No, but I don't think you should part yourself that Mulu to City and Yeshe.
Did you listen to the end of my statement? We are not losing. No, we are not losing. I told you I was scared. When the another scenario,
you have to win whichever way.
We are winning
because for me, City on GB the only pedigree in Europe. That's all shower. I mean,
we are winning.
Say Real Madrid been on show final. I met Jadman Abasabia by Munich, but my City team way on GB that Liverpool team be not channel. Liverpool never made sure City dismantle them in Champions League era. I'm sure be 2 times in here. One way me riding high. Okay, Champions League Liverpool yedia. Okay, that is what I'm carrying for you. That say Champions League there, Chelsea there. You've been there 3 times. This is your 3rd final in recent years.
Okay, Mamiaba, it's about time. I think I've already that message already. Okay, or no? I say it's about time we, the youth of this country, hold our leadership responsible for their ways. They can't just be taking us for granted. That is what we need to do. And I'm part of it. Chelsea, Samuel Hagen says Chelsea will win. Opo, okay, Sammy Ebe winning. And Lawson Jr. Mendy, okay, that was their lineup. I think I've gone through all the lineup. Abe Quinox says we are winning our 2nd UEFA Champions League tomorrow, whether rain or shine. Chelsea is winning. Manucho can go to hell. Where there's Mamia Bankuma says to borrow and you spend this ridiculous amount. What a heartless crop of leaders we have. That's very true. Paul this also see or say David Agbanyaga. David is on Dantem. And then Lawson says the lineup. Okay, the lineup we already went through that. Okay, so these are some of the messages. I do Asamoah Thomas. Thanks for joining us. Ken Fredericks. Wa mantem. Wa me ya kekan semi nyinawie. Wa go dey say buy me so better man utwachi.
Maybe so.
That's the trend.
I don't know what Manisha said about support him.
About us, the Manucho guys support him.
MPs in Zane Bill, as the president said, and the honor me. President and the mean.
Okay, Martin Junior says Pep will play Walker so that he can match Werner. Walker is faster than Cancelo, which is a good point. I was hoping the Champions League will be between PSG and Chelsea, but it didn't happen that way. That was the final we wanted, but we didn't get it. Hey, we are still going to win. If you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. And City is the best team in Europe right now, and we are going to beat them. Don't worry. We will win the trophy. It's coming back to Stamford Bridge.
Yo.
DJ Droba says, bring it home. Oh, Droba, Mamembo Droba, in Kwaka Krancho.
Yo.
Meditomi status.
Okay.
Yeah, Meditomi status. Droba,
champion.
Yeah, or see he's already wearing his jersey. Come on, you Blues. What does here? Didier Kwabena Drogba.
I hope we did it here. We did it here.
Now Manucho.
I want to show concern.
Ubisa said Drogba did it here. Said Drogba see Chelsea virginity.
No, yes sir. I'm only concerned about his health. Say we did it here.
You are concerned about Drogba's
health because he's one of the powerful icons of the African continent. In warfare here, me tell me so we did it here. And when say me and I'm sure say we did it. Ni enko enim.
Or see he's already or she Jesse Amishe.
You know where Ferguson of full plane to continue away or Chelsea befa cab no waswaba. Okay, over crowd and crack.
They now okay.
Yeah, 2nd tier competition here. Yanum for Kodia, up till now they've not recovered. They've still not gotten the courage to even speak. But But you see, when you push me to the wall for analysis and everything, I think it's Chelsea's trophy. It's Chelsea's trophy.
I also Droba did it here.
But my heart, and I'm just saying, okay,
T Droba.
Come on, guys. You know we're playing. Win this one. Bring the cup back home. Come on, you Blues. Come on, guys. You know we're playing. Win this one. Bring the cup back home. Come on, you Blues. Come on. I'm already wearing my shirt, ready to celebrate. Come on, you Blues. Come on. Give it all.
Give it all from the maestro, the legend, the man who did it.
Doing sound analysis. This is not from a confident man. He was
no a video.
Come on, guys. You know we're playing. Win this one. Bring the cup back home. Come on, you Blues. Come on. I'm already wearing my shirt, ready to celebrate. Come on, you Blues. Come on. Give it all.
The only good thing about the picture is he's become more handsome.
Yeah, no one ever.
Very handsome, but we're in a Jerry, no. But the confidence, I didn't feel it. The confidence is not.
You don't see anything positive.
It's not resonating and gyrating.
City there. One Kai Chelsea there. Yeah, you're dang.
No, but confidence they down. Wow, I check man do have a body at Chicho. I say we no. Dead, you know. You're crazy. Come on, you Blues. Come on, you Blues. Come on, you Blues.
A man forcing me miss out say. Or line up any wine nation and yes I will be yes my heart is with we na my mind as I say will be all your analysis there. You have to stick your neck out. Give us one team you think based on your scientific, your spiritual, I saw the spirituality count. Any lack bibia wine nation.
We football I saw money down.
We my Chelsea and I line up on the
yeah, I wish you could do it, but say people are also will disappoint my and I'll do it.
Obey.
I'll do it.
Intimate lineup.
Yeah, City lineup.
Okay.
City, I'm about typical 4-3-3.
Really? You think City will play back 4?
I bet some, but with this fast-paced players, we'll go back with an engagement. I'm about typical 4-3-3. But my share players are the core. I mean, yeah, Ederson will be in post. And we are convincing me. I mean, with the pace, Cancelo very intelligent, but with the pacey policy at the end of the day.
So already, who has a policy? About Chelsea.
Okay,
so City lineup from Manucho.
Yes.
Ederson
in post. Walker.
Ederson Walker.
The Stones
Diaz.
There will be
Zichenko.
Yes, that's my back line. There will be Gundogan. Kevin De Bruyne.
De Bruyne.
Yeah. Mempe Fernandes. Remember
Rodri. Okay.
Yes. Now front three no matter. Foden.
Phil Foden.
Bernardo Silva. Na Maris. Yes.
That seems like it though. Okay, yeah. Chelsea.
Chelsea a very difficult one, but I'll try.
I know you go for Mendy, right?
Yeah, Mendy.
Okay.
Then pack up a crown to me and Shannon. I mean,
and that's when the way a probable lineup. This is not the actual one. So,
yeah, but I have to do it with the wickedness in mind. Yeah. So Mendy in post. Thiago Silva should stand in the middle.
Okay. So Mendy, Silva,
Aspilicueta, Rudiger.
And Rudy. Okay.
Yeah.
So you put Christensen off the bench.
Yeah,
okay.
And then just coming from injury. Now, okay. So he's been injured for some time. And then I'll play Chilwell Reese. Okay. Reese and Chilwell.
And then Chilwell wing backs, right?
Yes, exactly.
And then midfield.
Yeah, until 5. My about 5. Until
louder. So
Kante.
Ngolo
Kante Kovacic.
Ngolo. Yeah. Ngolo Kova. Okay.
Then I also players in Timo Werner should be there. Messi Mount should be there.
Mount.
Kai. I put Kai. Yes. Because I said that here open game about strikers play intelligent boys, and I think this for me. Yeah.
That seems like it though, but the only way
you have to think about cover, and they can go for it, but they still have the cover.
Yeah.
If I Jorginho, I'm a coach in the Super Nasem, he might just
Anyway, so let's leave it here. Tomorrow you better us watch now. You better to us sports, so we'll do solely sports analysis for tomorrow's game before the match starts.
Exactly.
To watch now,
exactly. It will be interesting. We have a Champions League.
Mami Abase, Vim no day inside Didier Teduri's voice.
Come on, guys. Come on,
guys. Hoping he gets better before tomorrow.
Exactly.
I just got a notification that Gundogan just limped off training grounds. Woo! Almost your press conference right now. Live press conference, because I just got a notification from Chelsea.
They started sometime.
Yeah, almost your press conference. Inti Gundogan Alimpo of the not just I had to say
mind games. Yeah, but
Gundogan Alimpo of the Fernandinho play. But Fernandinho Gundogan will hold new Obebo. Obebo Fernandinho ahead of
Rodri.
Ahead of Rodri because of physicality.
I don't.
You don't think so?
Yeah, but it's like one off match into a blend experience with.
Yeah, Fernandinho will play.
To put De Bruyne and Fernandinho in the same team now, it's possible anyway. Rodri on the conference, you need players who have that temerity. I'm a link up playing very solid. They can defend, they can move forward without fear or favor. I wouldn't be surprised when I see him though, but I think some of these games give confidence to those who.
Okay, BBC just confirmed. So Phil McNulty. Little concern for Man City there as Ike Gundogan left the final training session just rubbing his thigh. Might just be a dead leg, but this is no time for taking chances, so it's wise for manager Pep Guardiola to take precautions. Gundogan has been outstanding this season, playing a hugely significant part in City's Premier League title win and their run to the Champions League final. So we'll keep you posted. Or say not was on a tie,
yeah. So maybe some
so
little twitch be about him, but he'll play. I mean, I don't think that
leaving the training.
No, precautionary. I mean,
okay,
it's precautionary.
What told you no cry and cash? Wait me at all. City way Chelsea yeah Obako yeah ni obi asi ebe su nanso onyame be kama yen ko na yeah Chelsea fue onyame no di asem obedi asem o yakumemuse. Okay, that is what will bring the curtains on today's sports segment of the show. It's been intriguing, interesting to have you around, but remember the show has just begun. Yes, Koko football City omo onyum okay, that was with your voice. Oba bochi party fa. Okay, Manucho City. My name is City. Omo anthem because mbeza me bought Chelsea there.
Blue is the color, football is the game.
The color, football is the game.
We're all together, and winning is our aim. So
winning is our way. Winning is our way. Chelsea is our name.
Come to the shed and we'll welcome
to all the Chelsea fans watching and listening to me worldwide, and Chelsea will say, yeah, the Blues. Now we are going to win, hands down. Young call penalties, right? You hear penalties. Blue is the color. Football is the game. Winning is our way. Chelsea is our name. Blue is the color, football is the game. Obia, Asufo Nebuofu. Okay, I would have to be fair because me when I sit on my show, I'm fair. So let's go to City and listen to City and the theme song. I hear her say that they are. City. Amo ya isemo. City nyom no mo frɛ no Blue Moon.
Blue moon.
Why you cry say
You saw me stand.
we cry say o mo lusu. Omo de R&B Blue Moon. You saw me standing.
Without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own.
Blue Moon, you saw me standing alone without a dream. Man City theme song, no.
You saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart.
Without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. I said, Blue Moon, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own.
I said blue moon. You saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. I said blue moon. You saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. I said blue moon. You saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. I said blue moon. You saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. I said blue moon. You saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. I said blue moon. You knew just what I was there for. You heard me saying I'm there for what I really came here for. And then suddenly drifted before everyone. My arms were never. I was like
Okay, you saw me, Blue Moon, standing alone without a dream of my own, without love of my own. Now, I know you know, more lyrics, no crap. Yeah, yes, they depend on others for support or what. Manucho, Chelsea, you may born on the power answer.
No. I had that. You see, I don't like noisy bang. I'm a penny my own.
We're a sports team.
Was it supposed to? No, it doesn't mean it should be noisy.
Chelsea, now we're Blue Moon, bang.
No, when you start slowly, then it gyrates.
Chelsea,
a row. I said,
we're starting with
you need 4 play before that action.
the color. Football is the game. We are all together. And winning is our ways. Cheer us up. Cheer us up in the sun and rain. We are Chelsea. Chelsea is our name. Football is the game. Okay,
full support.
Yente we na ya homra ba na behwe amanyosem na ye sports preview and tiki sports pa to ebuase.
Champions are not made in the gyms. Champions are made from something they have deep inside them. A desire, a dream, a vision. Oppo National, you are a true champion in sports.
Okay, Unity Radio 103.9 Pabusi Osuni. Abusia yedi agudi onsam nyina AC anyame aduma said ya hye mobo no chena. We will gladly come, God willing. Na ya be preview match no. During the game, we will get the lineups and everything, and then na yedi nyina dia mamo. Na mo hu sani enyo so be siako. Eddie Afa. Chelsea versus Manchester City is up for grabs tomorrow. Champions League, the biggest club trophy in the world, will be up tomorrow. Thank you everybody for sending your messages, your lineups, and of course making the show very, very lively. We really appreciate having you around. Now, Sabre there, as I say idea no sio na ye kwatwentwene ye man ho kakra na ye hwe nsem kai sa agudi hu nsem no a big Olu Beauty and Barbering Hair Salon and a Friday go to Olu's Barbering Salon, go get a nice haircut, look sexy and attractive. Na bibian konkai ubetu your phone bill ubetu your ubeto phone for and pabua now penta there also Olu de Urawa he the B so things the B what you say 687 Millbury Street Kwame Oho Olu Oho bra no mu you as a mass trading eta e chinedi the sports preview ni agudi unsam de bro open nampapa yenkwanya the whole West Africa stores ni na store one nampaya samwa fresh enwa mono ene dwane nyina benya bi ato ewa samwa ho bra 1084 Main Street udi dwabro 150 frey ya de bebro fie and so na bibia konkan dan auto repairs ura dan so taichi ana itumi boabo agudi unsama no edi bro car no problem bia yare bia uma fabre 45 Fremont Street na yincc emfa emon. Now moving on, and I said them di kan ya share in semfua politically about 3 stories. Na ya be ahomatrofo no dia mamo and na e fiada into freestyle. James I'll say thanks for joining us. Now and the issue I share Akufo-Addo, His Excellency President, according to Utunu na otwe mu no kodi nefo abeti say do na nado eba ya na so abo Ghana ka 2.8 million Ghana cedis adan na nado say onfa Ghana aban wie mo hyen a friend private jet no entu kwan na mum omofa omokoje e kan say presidential jet into kwamukoje private jet and a demand koye na see na ye 15 me kwa na see $15,000 right 15,000 pounds sterling 15,000 pounds sterling per hour bia 15,000 pounds yeah inti makuje to ablakwa file way of parliament to joy from amudi ato okra say Abuja port to face parliament. Why is Akufo-Addo not using the presidential jet? And only Samuel okuje to ablakwa question okobisa ya and needing to appear before parliament over Akufo-Addo's exorbitant foreign travels. And on Akufo-Addo spending 2.8 million on special jet, a waste of resources. Felix Kwachi Ofosunso Eddie no na yebehwe ochehene so say over 100 years ye too gold ya ye nya hwe mfa nkere say gold bebere ba ye too Ghana de ye nya free money ofu say it's about time say we are president we are hwan ye nyina ye nkamom na ye njai gold ni too because gold no mfa economic improvement bi amre Ghana ekonipa kakra bi botom ye njai too fanwo for future generations omo ba na omo de omo wonyansa nimdie no betumi aye gold ndi achechire Ghana na omoaye people have subscribed to Ochehene's call ebehwe saasemi na owura friend say Stephen Atubiga so make wild allegation against NDC adan I say big buttocks sank NDC in election 2020 which Manu say hey what is this guy saying well and also Eddie no Kwame Duncan so say Matanami do you jealous of Godfred Odami because of your attorney general now kika sebin se hunu edifan hominim so benye no and not just 1 or 2 lines.
I think it's unfortunate coming from Kwame Duncan. Nti say be criticized be jealous of we share more ages now we share ejuma mo ya why was so why just say we pay sorry attorney general now
Kwame Matanamidu is purely jealous of sharp and intelligent Godfred Odami. Kwame Duncan says so. Former Central Regional Minister Kwame Duncan has castigated former Attorney General and Special Prosecutor Matanamidu for attacking the reputation of Attorney General Godfred Odami in his latest article titled "The MP's Double Salary Criminal Investigation Docket was handled by the Attorney General and never by Matanamidu as Special Prosecutor by Matanamidu BK Amidu." Into ono clarify say you ono handle double salary no Attorney General no and then by saying that amount for kasa Kwame Duncan say Matanamidu jealous.
No, because if because now we be no exonerate one, what makes the person jealous? You see, Ghana, the Nyaka say tag and hang. Once you tag the person, you can hang the person peacefully because people don't look beyond the small screen to make some of these deductions. Muna must say, Attorney General, not about say the man had a go at the double salaries near there now. Why didn't he go further with it? Not just say, you know what? When I came, I did not work on that document. And at a point in time, President told you guys that don't really use it. Slow down on it. and so that he will be able to. That's allegation.
Remember breaking news where Ghana went for there about police officer arrested for insulting Akufo-Addo Bawumia on Facebook.
I just saw it. I just saw it too. On way. Yeah, see, and the principle here is that why will you come out to say that or jealous of him for what? Because he's a senior man. I don't think that Godfrey Dami himself will even say this. It's a Ghana no obi or critic be an hater and also or envious, or you say we need to be careful with some of these utterances. And I just say Mahama ne adiana no or Matami the new Muslim, so that's why jealous of them and was Martin Amidu jealous of Mahama? Put this on in the northern region. It just say virtually you could say that he being a president and he being through the ranks and not having the chance to be president, he needs to be jealous. Let's deal with the substance. Was there a double salary, and why is the story being killed? And now where did they end? Adiba Kwame Pewa said once you start, you don't stop. There should be a logical conclusion, and that is what has brought them far. Nothing should be left hanging. But once there was a discussion that some MPs as ministers have taken double salaries, I'm expecting the system to discuss it, or for us to be told that okay, they don't have it. Oh, and this is what the discussion for them. And and a president they are amnesty. We need that end. We need that logical end and conclusion. But for him to say that Martin Amidu, old as he is jealous as a young burdened young talent or any Ejuma there, I don't get it. It's neither here nor there. It's not about age, I agree. It is not about emotions, but the substance on the field. In a year discussing, and it's what to do with this double salary. Martin Amidu might not always be right, but he writes his epistles, he says the facts, and he has his voice to it. You can disagree with the voice, but to be using words like because he's jealous there, I think Kwamina should come again. I don't agree in no certain terms that he's doing this because he's jealous. Let's look at the substance, and that is what push us forward. Huge allegations have been thrown out there. If the man has denigrated you, you take him to court. When then be court now,
okay, joy in so case way.
Oh yes,
Jacob was say boy.
Yes,
the story of how Nanado is holding the balls of the NDC MPs because of the double
salaries. Because he will also bring them up, and it is dangerous. It's a recipe for disaster. The worst thing to happen to you is somebody that you have to hold accountable is having your worst secret. How will it work? She said, hey, remember this, remember this. And that is what is landing us here. Talking about over $20,000 an hour for using an aircraft. It's somebody's salary for the whole year. Ghana there are people who don't earn more than $1,000 a month. Existing in Ghana. No, I'm talking about generally. Generally what really happens in the system. So for me, it's a yareho. For Duncan, only conclusion to this is that Martin Alamisi Amidu is jealous of a young man because he's more brilliant than him, or he couldn't achieve what the guy was attained at that young age. Oh, but let's put it somewhere.
Yep. Okay. Let's start off with Ochehine Diano. Yeah. Ochehine akasa se Oshe Ghana Sisia said ye gold nene galamse nsem no ikono. Ono no nso so de enya gold ni tu ne mfanto ma future generations. Now, the Ochehine Osaji for Amotia for Repenning II is suggesting a total ban on gold mining as a measure to curb the menace of Galamsey. Speaking to the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources when he called on him at his palace on Thursday, May 27, 2021, the Ochehine justified his suggestion, saying the nation has over the years failed to put proceeds made from mining garnet gold to prudent use. According to the Ochehine, the nation's gold deposit is thus better left to future generations. And I quote him, as it is now, everybody is doing what they want, and we can't fight the fight against illegal mining with everything going on like this. And I've said to you guys that left with me, we should leave it for the future generations, because we have mined for over 100 and something years, and I in particular don't see what we have been able to benefit. End of quote. Further to his suggestion, the Ochehine called on the government to impose a 1-year moratorium on mining to allow measures to be taken to properly streamline mining activities on the in the country in tandem with the law and best practices. Manu,
yes,
if we cannot stop mining, Ochehini is suggesting total ban for a year for the government to maybe
get the right
retreat and put all the right measures in place.
I've always reiterated this one. I've always said this one, even when I was in Ghana, that I think that's where we should be getting to. You see, when it comes to oil, because it's a fluid, it's a liquid. But when it comes to gold, till it's taken off, it will remain there. There are schools of thought that gold travels near there, but what other things being called, we know that gold deposits say, Ochikroma has it. Say ni Pakoso doesn't have it. That is how it is. So virtually you can decide not to mine at all for a long time. And the truth is that our laws are not protecting enough of our water bodies and the citizenry. It will make a lot of good sense if you are able. You see, gold deposits, mineral deposits, so they manage to have an estimate of the amount and number of years on which we are mining, so that at least some have been left for future generations. That is how well advanced countries are doing it. And I know some places like Brazil. I was reading an article. Brazil, there are some places I'm saying no mining. At the end of the day, so if it will not endure to our benefit, and you destroy the natural forest in there, why don't you leave it there? Because initially in gold, the truth was that I can agree that most of our forefathers they were not really educated, so they were exploited. Because up till now, I went to one paramount chief in Western region. We were having a wonderful discussions. You're back from our scholarship, and he spoke about it that how will you have your own resource? So we be 2 years now. What panic? No amount 10% of the on your way to royalties. He doesn't understand how we got to that point that the citizen, and I said we only 10% of the royalties. Who does that? Say about America. If you Ghana near about America, say between mineral resource be was say you are go back to Africa and no more America for number 10%. What could UK? Who could you say? But they signed those frivolous laws with us that time because we didn't know what we were about. Into number suggests say we put out do machine say back crap 50-50. If you don't need my 50%, then don't come and mine. Even 50-50, they are cheating us, but you didn't fantasize because you don't have the requisite. And now she said maybe the amount of money needed to take that gold is too expensive, which you can't do it ourselves. I said, "Oti baby na you need to move from one point A to point B. Now we car no be so bad before wako, but they no bad before na I want to be swanko. Until the car for qua say, but why would the person even want to use his car to help you? You better join some too golden from Africa because they intend to help us. I mean, that was the point that we lost the fight. That's the baby. I agree to what Randy Abbey said, that he has a problem with the oil, how you are even handling the oil revenue, because the gold, the bauxite, and all these things have been exploited. It's a for gold in your watershed moment here, but turn the corner. But it looks like the same thing. But now that the paramountcy and staff are speaking, I think it will start opening it up for debates that maybe ye too gold our Ghana. No, what has Ghana really benefited? Has it created enough job for the people? Are the infrastructure wise, are we better off in terms of human resource development? Because Bruni Beka Bibi Chen, and I remember Asabri had to tell me some time ago that unfortunately we say Africa is rich. Natural resources itself is not rich, but managing and the human resource, if they are rich, if they can manage the resources well, that is what we call richness. Reason why sometimes I understand and this presidency felt that, you know what, let's concentrate on human resource development. But this can be free SHS near there. It's had its own problems, but I supported it because at the end of the day, human resource development is very important. Results and empire. 20 years down the line, you don't say Ghana, what countries like Norway, Canada, near there, do you know why they are developed? About 80% to 90% all have bachelor's degrees. Degrees doesn't make you wiser, and yet book answer. By man dear, we call it knowledge. Ghana near confusing knowledge and wisdom. Somebody might not have been to school before, but he's wiser than a doctor, because wisdom the nyamine edema. Obinso school, he is very wise than somebody on school. But you mix it TUNEIN. But you've gotten to that level. Even this government felt that okay, here and one end results and say, where would they go? It becomes another problem. So for me, Ochehini is saying that I'm in agreement, in consonance, real tandem with him that, you know what, baby, I do know human resource, the mineral mining in Ghana, no, the laws doesn't even make a lot of common sense.
5 billion worth of gold to me,
and then people bring some private jets, almost fly around that. If you Ghana there, then it will be missing in the system. But do you care? They will not give you that chance. Where they buy USR, it's you need to declare it. So at the end of the day, you go to declare it to the UK. They take their taxes from it. But Ukraine would fulminate there. You don't want to pay the necessary taxes.
Man for enemy on Facebook.
Tell me.
I'm say one person discussion. Me man post. Na me mo kofi wa you audio nim fam.
Look,
I like that.
friend. Our problem is our leaders. You remember our great grandmother? Yeah, Santwa. Did she depend on World Bank? Did she depend on Abrofo? She didn't. Right? And you change. Oduman Kuma Tradion Pong, Woso, Tutu Tata, you know, Baba Bibi Baba. You don't stand up for your rights. Democracy means if you do not criticize your condition, you understand, you're a traitor to the nation. Go see the castle. Go and see the people they got there. Dr. Kwame Naminimshi, he's there. Professor Dr. Mwasam Kwana Mishai, he's there. Dr. Professor Emeritus Kitwabiana Miredi, he's there. Nana Kuntumpo the first, he's there. You know, Evangelist, Bishop, Asorisika Kwana Miria, they are there. You know, they don't do nothing for you. We have no water. We have no light. Look, a small road they're building, they can't do it. From Accra to Kumasi should be a 4-lane highway. And I'll build it. Because I know how to build it.
Okay, Kofi Wayo, no. Manu to us watching the issue, no, now also, yeah.
It sums up Ghana's problem for us in just some like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Very, very brilliant.
59 seconds.
Oh, okay. Oh, in the Kakrawum. Yeah, almost a minute.
Yeah.
It sums it up beautifully for us. You see, the truth is that
58.4. So
yeah, 59. I mean, for 0.06 of a second, 0.6 of a second, and yes more. Yeah, so he beautifully puts it that baby I do know. And mining law Emma Bruni to maybe to know the communia issues. Na Ghana phone ko to be na ye chiomo ye shomo scabators near there. It's not really making a lot of sense to most of us. I say
or no if he say onyini ye produce abi. Oh who ade be ka say we dey gold money enya free.
Yes.
Say ye dey see university say dey ye we ohun bi.
Exactly. It's just what I've seen is our friends and colleagues on me ejuma hono my mom kakra che say ye the boil kakra. That's what we see. But in terms of formal edifice, our roads are made better from the gold fund near the end. It looks like all our money
confirmed the signing of Alaba.
Oh, David Alaba. We need a coach. It's really interesting to know who's going there. So the truth is that I agree with him that banning all mineral in Ghana from Abrofo said then if you be paid judgment debt I don't ascribe say Norwegians near there no Ghana the muntu Canadians or muntu because they have proper laws. Now they banning no. You know, I've been saying this thing for close to a decade. They have a problem after working in the system and knowing the amount of gold there. If you Ghana every week, you know, sophisticated machines some they be see one more mining a Ghana jika crebino. Or we are more put on their screens that Ghana, Africa is a poor continent. You know, we need a leader who will tell them that no, let's do all the laws again. Ube to Ghana will take 40%. That's the worst we can do for you. Won't me go to countries that will give you that liberty. You know, Paul, why don't you even train our own people that mobile moon training? We could Dubai near there. Do baby no more to oil and they develop with it. Reason some people feel that sometimes say we can't compare because Dubai is being ruled by a monarchy near there and they have that total control. But Asante has its own limitations, which I agree. Sometimes that's the difficulty. Or practice democracy now. You put somebody there 4 years who's come to lord over the person. It becomes very difficult in that regard. I agree. Some of the chiefs who have disappointed us, or my more pen thieves, which will not run away from some of them, are the reason why some societies are failing because they have not taken up that one to unite their people to fight that common cause. The truth is that mineral mining in Ghana, we don't have a lot to show, and a lot to show. Let's ban everything, redo the law. It will come from at a cost because people have been to Joburg near there. They will tell you that every mining town should have been one of the most beautiful places. But here, the mining towns are rather in. I said the same thing about Delta State. Say oil in Western region. I had a long way with BBC correspondent near there. Said that is the problem. regional oil na quite cares am mine, because at the end of the day things will necessarily go up, but the indigenous don't get to enjoy. Then the city loses everything. Crowd gold. The same thing happened to countries which have gold. We have the gold resource, but people managing it are not making sure that the good proceeds are given to the country. The people are made to pay for something they've not used, and that is what is happening all the time. Ochi couldn't have said it any better that baby you are in a situation that obi was license to mine, obi need license. We call them papers now because she you had a license to do it. So why don't you say that I don't want to see any excavator in a Tiwa forest? I don't want to see any excavator in Samurai Boy, where all this Akonta mining, Hanson mining are still mining in those places. But because you be also here, you no license into there. So in principle, I think leadership. I'm hoping that other paramount chiefs will take it up. That there should be a lawful suspension of all mining activities. We are lay. I will not sit here and consider myself an expert, because maybe the repercussions that will befall the country are beyond, because we'll be out on concession for 50 years. That's all mining. Now, by being a demand, government is a continuum. Another bank has said, okay, major concession if you say idea. It comes with its own, but there should be way. It do be Britain can move fee European Union. People felt it was impossible, but they've done it. Once the citizenry wants this, as a country, we need to fight for the citizenry. So for me, I agree with him that let's do something deep about it, because mineral mining in Ghana has not really given us the benefits that we are all thinking about at this moment.
Unity Radio 103.9 of Pabosio Sunaway. So that is Manucho's take with regards to Ochehene's statement. Ochehene say ebaya akonya a gold wo hwan yo galamsey o license so woni bio aban no one stop mining bia o Ghana. Na you free to gold over mfie ohani over 100 years. Ye nim ye hu ade potin bia yetimi aka se we dey enya gold afrim, we dey enya gold afrim. Couple of messages. Manucho cannot comprehend with this gargantuan spending by the president, which brings nothing back to us. The only benefit from these travelings are causing financial loss to the state and bring COVID to Ghana, only to be telling Ghanaians to tighten their belt at the happiness of the super incompetent and politically impotent president and government, because times are hard. Massa, it's difficult for you. It's difficult for you, right? Renting airplane for over 15,000 an hour, and they will tell us to fix ourselves, right? Okay. Unity Radio 103.9. I'm Pabosio. Now we will come back to that story pretty shortly. But before we do that, we have a very interesting story which I know Manucho loves, and that comes from Atu Biga. Now Atu Biga say NDC elusu abaye 2 yeno because of big buttocks. Etukese sane kan ho
yeah
adena to biga oha NDC sir. Suspended member of the National Democratic Congress NDC Stephen Atubiga says one of the reasons for the party's defeat during the 2020 election was big buttocks. I can tell you that buttocks was part of what sank the party. The buttocks was positioned strategically at the national level, which was suffocating the national executives. The executives could not operate. He told Kumasi based Hello FM. One can do it nekasa. Yentie the kakrevi.
Yes, chief binding now warrior to a fear kutuno. Do you still insist say a fear kutu buttocks a play part?
Based on what I know, there was a bigger buttocks that sprang the party more than Efia Koto internally. Efia Koto away, but there was Efia Koto buttocks at the national structure. And but to me, it's not the time to mention. But I can tell you that buttocks was part of it at the party, because buttocks was positioned strategically at the national level. Now also suffocating the national executives. Confide with myself, call any national executives and confide. Don't the catcher say. Buttocks was part of it. National of Science and operating. How can you give a campaign fund? So on your party was treasure. I didn't know the campaign fund. Every month, your friend said about it. Yes, on an and handle. As of 13th of November, Mufra County Regional Chairman, Mbusano NDC said, as of 13th November, the resources was not ready to train the 150,000 polling agents of the NDC. Put me on record. With Asante region, even 1 week to election, no movie, the training of polling agents. Into the MP before they were not prepared because somebody sat on the money wickedly. Okay, and make sure that this grandfather they won't have enough time. So starting internally of the train, John Dramani, former Madam was cooked and put out there. So did they make an answer? Football fix, you know what have you know? Hey, you make a Samojan, or Mr. Panel, don't you think he can score?
Somehow, can you be Bentiasi?
Let's say, as a Mojan, or check. Keep an enemy, I know no enemy, no heavy the ball, no corner, not as an Michelle, we are NDC for a woman, we are winning the NDC, and I'm the NDC,
okay, Manu. He was explaining, Sauti,
yeah, me
or say a Tukesie, and a man this Lucy, no Kofa Tukesie, near this Canocraft, the campaigns can hear the share Tukesienza.
Yes.
And now when they manage Sicano.
I think it's
was here, and yet, Canadian was trying to say, no criticize it, sir, a banner now bending.
Yeah, Chibani,
if you could tell warrior. And I see it goes beyond that. Yeah, if you could tell the Chief Bani Dianquan, now Tokesia was strategically positioned.
Yes, at the national
NDC before we were training that other week, not just NDC the Tokesia.
Yes.
Is he trying to be famous or trying to gain more favor towards the MPP, or you think some of the issues he's raising are genuine? And Papa no some buy any identina or taking part to be saying.
I don't think so. He's an insider, so he knows what he's saying. I mean, so I saw a little, so I will agree.
Oh, you saw a little?
Oh, yes. Me
of the big buttocks?
Exactly. I saw the buttocks and I saw them being people getting too close to them. I mean, we call ceremony be able say. I mean, the girls all over trying to showcase their products near there. I mean, they were in power near there.
But hasn't this been the case? Politicians they are so much per man
but you need to still focus. I mean, you still me back from my man who says all those things are here, but people still focus. But say no, I'm call raging big crowd and say they go with women, they go and sleep in hotels and stuff like that. Me who can cry, not to say it is peculiar with NDC. We are moving here, but I'm there no. So like all kind of to go to this region to go and train yes, go and train these people. Then you realize that I mean, they have the money, they have everything.
How can you hand over campaign funds to a woman and not the treasurer of the party?
Exactly. Those are some of the little things that went against the party. That we do stage beer, they have to listen and work hard towards it, because if you are in power, especially MPP will face the same problems too. Because after 8 years in power, you have the money, you have the means. It's overwhelming. Say, omufi power less than 2 years. No muniska. No bima. Near the anka party, the anka what's what about one of the taxes? Ni be after 8 years there, you should have enough votes of money to carry you for the next 5 or 10 years. What's it? The luxury that they are living now. No. The point is that you have the power and parties do run. It will be John Boyduka said they are paying for all their 270 MPs, almost 2,000 for them to go and stand the elections. Last election they did some of these things. So how parties make their money, it should be, I'll be very myopic on my part to come and sit here and say, oh, if you see NDC, however they get the money, they should keep some. If they are in power,
let's see 8 years they should still have money. And
yes, I say that because
where should they get that money from? Should they steal from the coffers of the state?
They vote money to do party activities. I know that they how do parties run in Ghana? Maybe that's the basic question now. But I wouldn't try to be honest.
No, see, because they are in power,
Yes, because they are in power.
So where do
the point is that the point is that
I want to understand you more.
If they are off power, and I'm sure I was in Takrady there. Takrady hotel. Then I go for the buy. I'm for the buy. I'm so munisika.
Oh, you be manager, so you be Mr. Akroba.
And I'm sure Munisika. You be my scratch card near the water, MT and forward deals. So that's how they make their money when they are off the power. But mobile power, so you who cast near the Omuji with party people driving the idea. So my point is, how that transition, how does it come? Maybe I might not be an expert, but Ebia NDC of power, they have their own issues. But mobile power, then they can build 20 million party headquarters. MPP, I saw some cars in town. DB Bobonwa, crowded in NDC colors just before the 2016 elections. Now you see, so my point is that when parties are in power, somebody can party with power from this guy, they still don't run well, and what is Manicho saying? But when parties are in power, it looks like they have a very good way of mobilizing cash and
running.
More
power. Yes. You can say NPP you just said they have over 6,000 appointments to make.
Exactly.
Maybe they make more money because party members are given positions.
Yes.
So that's how parties make money when they are in power.
So when they make that, when they give the money, they should keep some to at least last them the next 5 years.
Okay.
That is my point.
So that was my question. Say how?
Yes, how they make money. It's very good. And if even sometimes some are inside stories, so I don't like when you chance and I don't cry no winning. Even part away. Contrast in they tell them. I remember some public toilets. Say every constituency autocrat. This for the constituency. This for the constituency. Decide contractor because at the end of the day, maybe 10,000 Ghana cedis should be given to the constituency, which I don't think is wrong. Once they are in power, they need to run. It's illegal stuff, but at the end of the day, we need power. You don't have access to those things that a contract should be given and party stands to benefit. In the idea, they have some of these things. So maybe they say when you're off power, there should still be enough money to keep the system running. Else the parties will die. Parties in your chance, you can equally see how they are struggling to even mobilize their own people. Meeting crack, pie and coke heading. So my issue has to do with the fact that once they are off, unless of course, if you power, people have the money, but they decide not to release them. But we have a very good running system where you are registered as a limited liability company, who are board of directors near there. You know the amount of money and everything is being structured, well structured. So for Atubiga to come out and say some of these things, I think you do stage where one thing the problem I have with Atubiga is that it's also if you party anymore.
Should we take him serious? That was going to be my next question. Also, a framework from National Liberation Congress. Why is he still, or he wants to open the eyes of the people in the party, or he wants to use this to draw people from the NDC to his party and let them think that, oh, so you're penning for just a we need power in here.
Yeah, there are three sides of a story. One, he's left NDC to form his NLC. You have to prove to why NDC is not a good party, so you should come and follow.
So that's why he's making all these allegations.
And here one, two, Ebia when he was in the party or Kanya or Monti, at this the time he's also helping the party by telling them it's like a memo or issue memo before leaving that these are some of the teething problems in the party. It is almost to me using to the advantage at the end of the day. So because you
can correct, not giving money if it is true, not giving campaign money to Oba on your treasurer.
Exactly, on your treasurer, no the party the secretary the girlfriend and the best friend be no crazy car or no pen on no koban. It doesn't work in any civilized organization. So remember the NSA at this point in time, there's still time for them to regroup. It's when you'll be nice or cancer and same way. It's only you can be an ostrich. They be a son make a man say, oh, the manager assembly no cano. Atubiga don't mind him. He's not correct. He's not this.
Yeah, who is Atubiga? Yeah,
they don't work. At the end of the day, these are the issues. And you see, it's biblical. It is biblical. Once you have the money and you don't keep a cool head, they will come around you and you might make mistakes. And you're very natural. Everybody, maybe in Wabaka say, oh, media.
Oh, petrol.
Petrol. I pay my taxes all the time.
Oh, okay. Petrol say told the idea of mine.
Oh, not send me a bema, me again. Send me petrol.
I also tell taxes come out.
Yes. Not send me again, so send me petrol.
Okay.
I mean,
why is that story a news item?
It's not news, but you see, you say you're a fatter.
By all petrol crisis, how you were Juma?
We were Juma later and when
I see a tour of my NDC.
They lost focus. They lost focus. Then I'm just but
Manucho, listen, he said something in the interview. Meaning, so pay attention. Or say, I can tell you that Buttocks was part of what sank the party. The Buttocks was positioned strategically at the national level, which was suffocating the national executives. Positioned by who?
Oh, your opponent's grab between position and answer or within.
Meaning so
I know.
I say a tour position strategically on national level.
Sometimes I wish you could go to constituency office and some national offices now. There now secretaries now don't have to face Opo, the secretaries there. Wow, even me, a man as I am. Sometimes my share boxes are me very beautiful ladies, very very nice ladies, and they sometimes. Not to say nice, beautiful ladies shouldn't get jobs or use them as sex toys.
Stephen says, Manucho, I like the way you analyze that too big issue.
Yes. Sometimes, you see, we are not saying women should be seen as sexual objects. But the truth is that when we are, sometimes the way they dress even for the place in the crampono, it causes a side attraction and you lose focus in the whole thing. Those are some of the things. I know I'm not boss even near call woman, we're begging. We share the way I watch it, share what packaging or the cool room, and you ask yourself that. So the way you feel no day, but it happens everywhere. Yeah, Zanny can say Ghana partners you say, but I sometimes wonder when I was growing up, that is not how it is. Or but tata the can you lose kakra. But me say me sometimes when I'm doing my job I'll talk about it. But some of the ladies that this men decided to follow no, that is one of the reasons that cause their downfall. And some better on my say, oh, no canon, yeah, no credit, and I say, yeah, it's also a school of thought. But I think that at this point, you want to come back to power. So you need to see some of these things that people always want to get close to. Powers that be, especially when there's money. You know how they flood them. They flood him as a man. When you see Accra, a lot of men have been brought down. Parties have come down because of that. They come to the region and say, oh, and sometimes our job takes us closer. Oh, require training. And I could share NDC for Honumna from USA now. You know about that hotel. You can see clearly that how do you separate your job from your pleasures? And it is not just them. Abentin Yeka, MPP, they should almost see what you say, Master party business first. Kufu has always said it's better to be the leg of an elephant than the head of an ant. A party in opposition, a cleaner in opposition, a cleaner in power is more powerful than even the best doctor in opposition. And I think Atubiga, people say, why now near there? My problem I have with him is that FM station, they always want to be sensational. They'll be calling you. Sometimes be a bit decorous. Because you win your chance. And what's for now on sorry, man. Exactly. But for him.
No, but so when we have actuality, sometimes when our voice now say,
yes,
we need the voice to substantiate. That's
me I
know.
My point is that they keep calling him and he needs to exercise a bit of circumspection. Because if then he will begin to start talking. Sometimes look at break crab and now say but no say it as it is. Oh, of course, sometimes if so say you see where I'll tell you is that some pastor executive big confirm go to a region to go and have a do party business. Now the man called that hotel big bottom woman and Mulusia is not.
And I make catch us said too big an we actually don't we know these things happen?
Oh, I know
it happens. No. I know that whether you don't need that to be a black star see too kind.
Yes.
At the end the new norm.
Kanka.
Ghana California from sports to politics to everywhere.
Yeah.
I went to a bar. A Juma so tripper. That is where almost show of different colors.
Exactly, of women. And then Ken talks about it.
This is something nobody can deny.
No, but it's when it comes you discuss. I say Bible, my Bible when so I'm quite sorry. Can you better say Jesus you know Jerusalem and Kapo, you don't need to go to church. I'm sure what you But once it comes out, we will discuss it. That one of the major reasons why parties fail is not concentrating on the job and getting too attached to women. Women with big behinds. They are there to cause on. Let me just say, my friend being a secretary to one of these major political parties. So sometimes when I go closer, I see them. And say Atubiga come from Atubiga as a senior.
But what makes it so dominant is the fact that affected the chances of the party in the election, which the party stands for. Because every political party wants to win power, right?
Exactly. So they should check some of these things.
Yeah, the way you say Manuchu, when I were Ashanti region, she party so Sikeni, G5 campaign, you say, no Akofa talk, say now this kind of matter, only do a chino, only crest can or no nam, it's to no crowd your attention. The treasurer is supposed to be withholding
the money
and
accounting
putting
for
it to judicious use.
Exactly.
But the amount took us here.
Exactly. No do it China. At the end of the day, the party suffers. The job is all yet, then they lose. And besides, we are not saying that it's an NDC thing. It's with all of them. The reason why people are fighting for piety, and I think Kennedy has even come to give a brilliant one about girls being taken to Dubai, shopping near the multi-plane more sunny. He has pictures. It is an NDC, it is an NPP. But when you're too big and catch him say, no, what, me party headquarters near there, and I knew what was happening there. Money which should be spent, were given to some of these ladies, and there was not judicious use of the money near there. Can only lose here. So I'm thinking that they should see it in good strides and work around it. Oh, Chibani, I mean, deciding to go and marry Fiakotono. It came with its own. Where is he today? And no Kotari de Zukra near Bisa, and now focus. Near Bisa, no question being 10 DC, no, you may find major in this near there.
Yeah.
It doesn't allow you to really keep a cool head and be doing party business. Because for the journalists and the host, it's just like me. You have to maintain your grounds and do your job well. But because on another day, you look for news out of you. It's virtually no. I think a community man at Tubiga started saying some of these things. So for Tubiga, Obetiemi advisor, he is not really a left man. He's still with the party, but he only wants to be heard and seen. My party. He said, you don't even say my party. But two people friend and Obaka just say my party. It tells you that, Master, your head has left the party, but your heart is still in there. So you should be circumspective in where you just decide to dispose. And Sisi Anupono, he's elevated the conversation and pointing to a particular direction that Ahase Neyede Etukese Nkosi. You see, when you do that, sometimes where I have a bit of problem with that, but generally we can talk about the fact that women, most of these executives who are supposed to be doing the job, were womanizing. At the end of the day, it caused our downfall, because they can't tell me that NDC for Nomchim can say they did everything right and they still lost. Because at the end of the day, fine, there's an 8-year rule, but we are wide year. I don't think you will leave the seat. You could even trample down what the ex-president did near the infrastructure, just like ACCC here, who could be so big, but Santa Crado in a free SHS. He wouldn't enter a studio, do a 2-hour interview and say what he has done or is doing to improve MPP as a party in his constituency or in his home region. It's all about free SHS. Free SHS doesn't help. At the end of the day, you are not helping the presidency to achieve all its goals, because life is beyond free SHS. Semeba ni SS. Na say me nye juma with free SHS. Now how does it benefit me personally? And I I should fix myself. No. How will I also gain? And I mean, come back to SS and go enjoy it free. I mean, these are pertinent questions we should be asking ourselves. So for Tubiga, it should be a bit decorous. Channel your energies in getting yours done. But some people, NDC should be tier. These are some of the issues that militated against you, debilitated against you. Work around it, and I'm sure they can get results coming in next elections.
Asira kesi akodi amanyuma kobi etise women's Venom Women's Health Services Dr. Kwame Amponsa Dano sa wo yoba na utie na wo Worcester Crudium a ene de Nyankopon ya adom yensu ye die nie yensu ye nyaga na ni doctor ene itimi fa no say primary doctor eti how bia ye wo bia Dr. Kwame Amponsa ebehwe na wahwe ama ye ho atumi ato empacha wo ye wo Venom Medical Center building no emu ho a 3rd floor oba Ubon say ye wo suite 312 eho na obehu Vernon Medical Center building no address na say 10 Winthrop Street Worcester MA 01604 so nam Vernon Street ni so na ultra SDR sorry then na unse sa Vernon Medical Center na ewo ho no me pa che ho na Dr. Kwame Amponsa wo yaka no ho asemu ase Oyobia, why doctor or Confanochi Teaching Hospital for over 10 years, Oba Kroma 2005, and Obisu and Diakan one and Yamaya Aduma and Newanyan residency into to me a year a Juma say physician Edima and Ma be it say here and moi with your female reproductive system say pregnancy obewo menstrual problems, fertility issues, STIs, hormone disorders, ebia cancers, PAP, and no onyadaje show na why the right recommendations edi aboa otimi so your ba na utie dia na de yenso Ghana ni ono so ye gynecologist yetumi enya bi in the person of Dr. Kwame Amponsa Vernon Medical Center building ni mu or suite number 312 ufu elevator na no third floor freno 508-459-2706 508-459-2706 ofre Dr. Kwame Amponsa unsa ebekano na watumi aboaw ye de aseda kese ma Danko African Market and Wholesale say ope fonio eno no wheat 100% fuller African honey the free Guinea ni Ghana ba kankale ba ye hahama obenu ne tise dudu na wanom eno no ye mfa hwe nkan na say uyobi a mepacho blood pressure how dia ene ekope bi ewo eye Danko African Market and Wholesale amala ohun alata fofufu no ubenya bi ope bamboo leaves eno so eye hahama ye no anom etu fever ase ana ope Kenya tea ni na no benya bi Danko African Market debi ameka cho say the new Danko I was 785 Main Street no a definition and true definition of African market. Ebi mo dia na Ghana market, enya African market. But we dia okwa everything Ghana, everything Cote d'Ivoire, everything Liberia, everything Cameroon, everything Mali, everything Senegal, everything South Africa. Mention Guinea, Burkina Faso. Ni nyina ubenya bi ho nhahama na ope tea a obenum Kenyan tea no ni nyina ho aside so ubenya Ghana nuane ne other African countries nuane nyina ato no obese nya leaves a obenu anom na aboa wapom den. You are what you eat. Enu tin ya kanfo eye Danko African. That the good thing is ono anso na oye ni container or Africa ko ye ni container no de abanti bibia ope bia no obenya bi Danko African Market. Manucho se odi okọ na ye be ma no aye mra ma me no wa de bi okọ say Manucho ne se bra. Manucho asked me to come and see you in Chambers. No na yon official ti odi okọ akohu no obema bi we Africa de pa na wasan aye be ma biu. Danko was 785 Main Street 785 Main Street. Eho ena behu ye maame no na no akasa yemfa seda kese nso ema Rashida Financial Services ewiase enye adwumaden enko na manipa ye esikasem ntotoye said obesi atoto sika. It's not how much money you make but how well you take care of the little that you make. And on ma uye financially prudent. And don't na make for Rashida Financial Services the amount say omo policies ning na non medical in case of life insurance and omo life insurance policies me pacho e living benefit 10 policies and so assign amount cashback and more index universal life with cashback and more life insurance with living benefits included at no additional cost. There a yenti asesa oni Rashida Kasani say so jo life policy and our insurance college planning bibia won wa me pacho rate no increase. Ebi mo dia start $50 na afi fluctuations e kana akọ 70 na akọ 80 there be Rashida Financial Services ipacho premium e dey be amount so $50 a month, $100 a month and now be 2 years till thy kingdom come. The policy increase. That is why we give free training to individuals and so on person how to invest their money and only the offering ye bow ye new capreba. And as a person we insurance and so Juma Rashida Financial Service high licensed and non-licensed agents in all states of America. We batch auto policy so insurance no card no so to your more free Rashida then kasa discounting now be at your disposal now test the amount homeowners insurance oyebi investment mortgage protection odano unya yare bi terminal illness bi bana untumi nya Juma ni nyina na yebetua dan ka ye nyim fru nsem na ye mfo close life insurance medical ka Medicare plus ni college planning enkwada no plan ma omo na omo school ko ne omo da chenso asio ye ene ye nua ba Rashida nkasa e was 781-354-3060 781-354-3060 also here financial education ene mo bia no de ofre na obeboa okwa onyo kapreba ya da sada kese so Emma Raf G-Man driving school se ne uyobi a mepacho opese unya driver's license e wo wusa e de na ofre software G-Man Raf G-Man se frɛ no na ontumi emo na onje driver's license emo as quick and as soon as possible and na me no we ka se de Raf G-Man say de Ghana for yenso yate den ne isan se uti hwi ote nkran ote igbe ote ever ote hausa and one so be for Raf G-Man because what kase bia 7743293271 wakwajo permit time and expire freno no kwajo license enso to me from as easy as you want enyimako num nyina daruma and almost yasni am the segment we e de bro manucho afa yamra quickly Get into this for me. Akufo-Addo blows over 2.8 million on needless thirst for luxury. He spent 15,000 pounds sterling per hour on 10-day foreign trip. Okujeto Ablakwa. Why now Okujeto Ablakwa say why is Akufo-Addo not using the presidential jet? Said Idi Kakan, he said Ghana or presidential jet, but Nanado Enfant Tukai. Now Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa cannot comprehend why President Akufo-Addo was spent to hire Airbus ACJ320 Neo instead of using the presidential jet. Akufo-Addo's trip to Europe cost the country 345,000 pounds sterling. Out the Ghana schema 2.8 million Ghana cedis in just 10 days. The North Tongu MP has filed an urgent question in Parliament to demand answers. Any senior yakana another thing obi say ni say on tiasie di ntia ene nanado empeso be use aban eka na eno so ede eno aban flight. The ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Committee of Parliament said the presidential jet flies non-stop for 8 hours, and for the president's trip to France he could have used the Falcon. As aviation experts have told me in my preparation for this urgent question, it would have cost the country 15% less the 2.8 million that the president has blown on this needless first test for luxury. Okujeto Ablakwa explained further and on the way to Ijwa. Na Obi Bisa now in a post on his social media timeline, Okujeto Ablakwa wrote per Flight Trader 24, the G Right Trader 24, yeah, GKELT aircraft left Accra with President to Paris on 16th of May, a 6.5 hour duration. Airlifted the president from Paris to Johannesburg for 11 hours on the 23rd May. He continued. Then Johannesburg to Accra on 25th May was a 5.5 hour flight. This gives us accumulated flight travel of 23 hours. So at 15,000 pounds an hour, it does cost us a colossal of 345,000 pounds sterling. At the current exchange, that is a staggering 2.828.432.80 Ghana cedis. Aviation experts inform me it would have cost Ghana less than 50% of the 2.8 million Ghana cedis had the president President Akufo-Addo opted for Ghana's available presidential jet, which is in pristine condition. Alternatively, far more affordable travel arrangements are available, which could have aligned with the president's rhetoric for sympathy from the West for African nations. Very, very well said. I think
it's an interesting one, and I'm happy you read it. I wanted to have the whole picture before, and it looks like for Chenso can be. I don't know whether it's their conjectures. They are only calculating here. They Bill number 2 winning no more details that's when because but assuming that
for Akufo-Addo spending 2.8 million on special jet, a waste of state resources.
Exactly. But they did some of the calculation based on Flight Radar and what called JKELT company now. I mean, these are also boasting of elegant and spacious interiors with exquisite blend of furniture materials, fitting and mood lights. It's all share on planes, you know. On say private more of a private jets and they are top airplanes sometimes. And yet what was Butum Sika you were doing 10 times and Sawa current such airplanes. Say celebrity, top celebrities. Rented some of these airplanes. Plane edge $50,000 an hour to fly. It's what me sure this will crap out with you because I do France one of them say, but maybe I'm a flying time in Kwampa a lot of money to the call Paris. No, the few because Joburg, no, they buy 9 days. You book almost 345,000 pounds. Say what share from all indications are being a third world country. It leaves a lot to be desired.
For commercial flight, not a business, and as a first class crowd, and can cost less.
It cost no, because 15%, and also so you see a far corner.
No, you see you see private jet now. 15%.
Yeah, no, he will spend only 15% of the amount mentioned. Say bet is 15, but 15% of that amount would have been used. We have noted. he noted aviation experts informed him that it would have cost Ghana less than 15% of this.
Oh, it would
2.
have cost.
8.
In teachers,
yeah, less than 15%.
Less than which even if 15% crown and Quebec costing ya.
Yes.
Yeah, it would have cost
amount.
Ghana less than 15%.
Exactly. So 9% say better so by 15 and Kenyan news. And I will share the luxury JKL. I mean, on mom way no because you bought aircraft or the travel. No. I agree. Presidential flights, there will be schools of thought to say we can't joke with our president. Uncle for a plane and me to me afford it. Say be a business class and a first class because maybe Bobo ni I can be but president. There comes
no, but say a private jet.
Yes. And I make a say commercial. Said there was a mention of commercial. I'll come to the private jet. No, Sanka. But at least they'll put the required way in place because some of these things, you know, yeah, playing your friend A checks, B checks, D checks now. There was a time I'm saying D checks in Ghana. Well, because I didn't know you not seeing a problem. I mean, there's no chance for redemption. They come Malaysia, there, ACC and Nipanugusa. So we agree. But the fact is that say and turn you're playing this one in a 6-hour journey, or 6.5-hour journey from Accra to Paris. Na plane here one could me travel over 9 hours non-stop. Why will a president decide that?
Jet,
why will a president decide that? Mean you see no na me rent na board dempana Ghana government when we have teething problems in Ghana. Oh, you know my standpoint in this. Sometimes I'm not too surprised. Personally, I'm not too surprised because the person we have, the bourgeoisie lifestyles, and it comes to this because what you don't call for one, you will not even accept to sit in an airplane which costs this amount. I know people will be like, oh, what's a president or you say, but say you're no bottom sika no you say your government taxes in their car. You think you just for the flight hotel near them by you?
Yeah, we are just for the flight.
Over $500,000 has been spent. Over $500,000 has been spent on just the aircraft on team, the luxury, the marble finish, the gold. For a third world country, you are fighting to attain middle income status. People are crying, comforting, crying. But you see, those are some of the prices to pay with democracy. Because at the end of the day, you can only talk about it, but he has the power, he has the will to do some of these things. But you talk about it that at the end of the day, then how are you helping your citizenry? The empathy that we talk about, that obiti, people stay at places they have to travel miles to access basic education, and not get a chair to sit on. You see, we expect our leaders to be a bit modest in all their doings. It's true, you are president. You have an equal status as the president of America, Jamaica, Laos, Myanmar. We are a republic. Say you are a public, nobody can be richer than a country. Even Togo as a country, I'm sure say Yebeka said Dangote was casting Togo because of more mineral wealth in the idea. Unexploited mineral wealth. But what TN say now, Paul, it leaves a lot to be desired. I am waiting for Nitibu. You see, I'm perceiving who say, how was this thing done? No, I say fine. It's told that of for JKL, Kotoka be on no one for Konya, it's a private jet, a company will be up a price.
Felix, I was saying, we are soon to me for BBNC,
plane a try
tracky BBA, whom dear Omoje never be a dinner coy any adina.
Me cry me shame whom that says it's a flash radar. Will be so Ghana about which me who plane baby and I'm Senegal near the technology allows that plane is on radar, plane in radar, so no, it's dangerous and show crap on no way. So you can do all this. So
Nitiwul is to appear in Parliament. Yes. But before we talk about that, and I go on the callers to also before you finish with the analysis. Then another man, MPP person, be say, there are some now opponents mo kika ohono. Should Akufo-Addo travel in a trotro abroad?
The same just Beka. You know,
should Akufo-Addo travel in a trotro abroad? NPP man jabs. Now, a communications team member of the governing NPP, Kwesi Botwe, has taken a swipe at Okuje Joblakwa, the MP for North Tongu, asking him if he expected Akufo-Addo to have traveled in a trotro abroad. The NDC MP has alleged that blah 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 blah, and the MC can actually. But reacting to these allegations, he said the state-owned presidential jet is faulty and the president has been advised not to travel in it. He recounted a near-crash situation in 2019 when the president was on the plane to argue his case. He disclosed that there was a plan for the state to purchase a new jet, but the country is not in a position to buy a new jet. And so let's and I quote him. And so let's rent another jet that the safety of our president and the dignitaries is going with will be assured. We cannot trade the safety of our president for anything. End of quote. He told Cabinet Japan on Frontline Rainbow 87.5 that the NDC lacks moral right to comment on the issue. The hypocrisy of the NDC is legendary. They have no moral right to comment. Do they expect Nanadu to travel from Accra in a trotro abroad? Should he travel on a bicycle? He quizzed.
Yeah, rhetorics are allowed. And I don't think he said anything I've not said. I spoke about the fact that you have a president and you have Manucho.
But then these MPs also say their checks indicate say the airline is in fantastic shape. Nothing wrong with the airline. Yes. It can travel for 9 hours.
Yes. I agree to that one. That, I mean, it's the president and a Manucho. We have a difference in Peda. I mean, all animals are not the same. Even in the animal kingdom, even in Chembi. But the truth here is that we are talking about sense of modesty. I mean, your rhetorics really travel in a church into Okase. If the president decides to go and travel in an aircraft 50,000 an hour cry, we don't have any moral right to talk about it because it on to me for church uncle. I mean, that's why he might not have taken the pain to go and see the aircraft that we are talking about. The president decides to travel in a year 15,000 pounds or $20,000, which is equivalent to over $20,000 an hour. This is what you are saying. This is what you are saying. It's, I mean, sometimes what you don't get it. They don't have any moral right. Sisia, what time? We are living in dangerous times, sir. We have a lot of problems in Ghana. If you as a president, your travel alone should cost $500,000, sir. Now say hypocrisy. Say. Then that means. Because sometimes we because yanka cost benefit analysis. At the end of the day, we cost spending $500,000 now to call 9-day way. How does Ghana as a country benefit? Sometimes it's not the amount of money that is. Sometimes it's not the amount of money I would be shame and people worry about, but the returns that you as a returns as a country, and then a share. So for me, I'm a bit worried. If we are government, if you have a government who is not worried about amount of money spent, you can sit back and say that for $500,000. That's a government sending in California. But the truth is that there are other cheaper means to travel and still save the money to do other big jobs. But to create the impression, okay, me for presidential jets now, me wunti me for anti-side, I'm for luxury ones. When people in Ghana don't even have water to drink, but still people want to justify that he needs a luxury exquisite.
The explanation being given, just like we had, say flight no enye juma. But on the other side, NDC MPs also says a flight it's in fantastic condition. But if the flight is not even in good condition, could Nanado the boy? You see, maybe another person say Nanado promised that Obe boy and person who buy. Into anything that can save us money is what we should be doing. Ubakai say there was a similar trip to Tottenham.
Yes.
Tottenham Liverpool game.
Yeah, game.
That was his own pleasure. Yeah. Let me read the story. Says here had Donald Trump for flight and as an American. So if you saw me at 240 something, and we almost 250,000 on the already 16 hours. Oh, New York UFC fight.
Yes.
Also metia.
Yes.
Says here I buy in buy one of my kohun sa records ni na say on my taxpayers a car says and konu tua
245,000 watch a UFC fight.
Trump impromptu 16-hour trip to New York City for UFC fight cost taxpayers more than 250,000.
Yeah. How much you finish?
250,000. Or no be trying to fight or buy national security in Kwan because some say na hoye tight. And for him to get the security he wanted, they needed to spend more. 250 something 50,000.
Yeah, but you finish.
And to the point and they say, and now case America crowd they live or more de
Yes.
But yeah, more born another promised us to protect the public purse. Until if there are ways to save money from Kalamuti for more munya, and I don't know, but
sometimes it's hard. You see, and others will feel they have to justify, which is also within their remit. But yeah, yet
opinion like
oh, not the opinion. Others doesn't mean those listening. I mean, you have listened to other people too who feel that it's justified. I mean, my stance on them. Sometimes people say I'm brutally frank. It's not about them. It's just not about them. But others who are also feeling that 500,000 for a president and his team who went to France and went to South Africa and back to Ghana in 9 days there and can justify. But I'm looking at the other side. What benefits does that trip bring back to Ghana? And sometimes, share them is read about Bill Gates Foundation. They don't make actually so started so philanthropic work. Sika no nyan because he was in the bad books. Onya sika more people started buying auto Microsoft one in someone with there or Africa aid in the people were buying without thinking twice. And the president to coin. Yes, you expect to say, now the businesses me buy a criminal idea. Now schools and the trees in it for me almost improvement to be indirectly. Intrinsically, they will also be gaining. But here, there are no reports about from most of our towns and villages. No, things are getting worse. Then we have a president also traveling on very expensive, exquisite, gold-plated, marble-stoned aircraft.
Yeah, about really news. Oh, 110. Call us Nivancha and NSS starting from no wonder. It's Louis Amakofre, PRO MPP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he wanted to be on the show, but Mekaten said usually when we are doing analysis, I don't allow PROs to this. Yeah, because Paul is also name Kondebia. I do same. Yeah, it's Mekaten say beautiful lines now. He can join us, and then whatever discussion or opinion or rebuttal he has with regards to Nanado's trip, he can also join us over the phone.
We appreciate them listening to us, but at least we keep to it.
508-304-9394 508-304-9394 mube to me afraid now so do adventure the aba 508 what afraid number when yeah, no, Jameba. I will be afraid old number. No, but what afraid I had a number where you find your call being white. But for 9394 no so. Why? But I think somebody just called me. Name say Africa president. To say when somebody just called on this line. It's okay. It's the answer phone calls now. Say Kaise Nabian Barbering Saloon. And if you are the Koyuti. Now when you the new ultra modern super barbering salon Nabia Mosebra no says you or no other room and offer phone calls in Oka and they call us and do my drink cherba oba down so was bet me I walking no observe protocols of COVID and I say bet me a friend no book appointment and then it's na there be our bedjuma sisiam no kase ho main street ho na bra opani siam store in chen ho osebra na ebe UT now when you fe na bibia so ntumi konkan Nabia barbering salon daruma ma main phone calls now say 508-304-9394 outside Ghana now the +1 edi enimu wow number yet 3909 una wo share calls na say amame uwia na de ne number 0854 na ono so atoaso na afi awudu aba na olumaya aba na de ne number 7438 ni so atoaso eti mame mpeke first caller 3909 bacho ehwan
3909 Nana Buama calling from Obuasi.
Nana Ojam Buama apom eti say Nana.
Obu. Mama na wase na mentia malicho. Na area say kaneti to na ne ekofo no. You do be me so jiru ani be se o na odo ni am se o mre fra no abre force. Je be se ta mo de ma ya muni so my why. So what is Obu. Hello.
Yeah, Ojam Nana Kasa, una mitio.
I don't know this affect you on Mama Sense.
Oh, Kafra.
Marito. The American Nazo, means you, can the direct now. Now you have to be moved by again as Canuma. Yes, now, me says Akaway. On my penisha, Sitan Musen and Nemo said, you want to leave a pop for boss.
Hello? Hello? Nano Jamade. Nano Jamade online ide.
Make a phone.
Yeah, Baby Nima Fede, I'm so commute phone on I and Tone Cambacho, and the Antema.
Okay. And American answer so abroad American Corona car where who pursue change Emma Bibia for Sana for Mr. Danso, Bitching Yama, come, Oko Besama brings one of the Mr. Danso. Mention Opo, Nana American answer, Saka we are more saying, Mimi knew so much, and you shall say, I yet deal Ghana for the pop of Saka with that. I'm my brave, not an any confirmed by Franco. Mini, that's an person answer in Kagi. So I say, Boston and you carry the power see. I so much you can ever say. You can't simply for the party. You will be a bread, anyone, and perform it every anyone that was it. 2024 here. Sabro, when you almost have been our mutual and for Bonnie Mao Yenima at the party of position. Almost such a margin. And now no clear castle, you want this would be our young people, but they are as I didn't tell you. Or more renter and people for it. Yensinema, or put up in your phone now to listen. Get it about saying I'm also in a big breaking. Child or more cancer and then for no matter. You would break Unity Radio. See next week Monday will be a moment you know Unity Radio. Minister sponsor Mr. Daso, ebe sponsor ya me, yeti mi take na beka mo sa me da se dunia.
Nana ojambo amayenzo da se. Okay, mama mpeke wa number 0854 mbacho ya. Hello.
Opomiana.
Yeah, me so number end 0854. Wa number end 54 no to asuma me.
Ya Audu Faila.
Ya Audu mamintio ya mpacho number no na ya ba menini mu bia dinti ya no wa ya mame yanko
na se midasi opo de edi kama minda wasi na mimbo wa baso ni ajumadiya wuya bua America mai abia ko mai Ghana yankupo nshirawo empejo nyawo kasi ne de bia won sharin bebo ajumapasi ne mai Ghana enko na impabo we enka Unity FM ajuma funni na ni wa bajo funni na minche kama ya wada ya no ni mpeni fo wa America mimo mumbo ni yo muni abutre na minche da suna minche min kuma min MP a gumbra shawara na Sido Haruna mi chama SS wa mi shiano min ya mi che kwale su na atubiga mula muta America na mo ga so yo bi bisa atubiga se competitive kwa 2020 no ka man ka ko ni constitution kwa wo film competitive mo mu fa ni ka nti Ghana ha ya NDC Ghana ha ya fa atubiga nya fi nti de wo ka no won je kana je ti ni ya campaign ya ye Mimi ya sika aba ekoye treasures wo mi won ti anu wo mi ye campaign sika aba e treasure wo di ni di campaign sa kakaka ya MP kura di sika ba se nya campaign di ko se treasures sa nti atubi ga an kata no na campaign won kan ho nti won nim de e ko so nti wo sori ya oboni ti no ka de open ti de wo kan won je ka na Ghana for NDC for NDC na ye opo mu na America mu fa atubi ga so ye obi wo ba Ghana ha Ghana for yan fa atubi ga so ye bi onyo bia onye bia Ghana nsema ekoso nje atubiga semna mu ko fa nsema ekoso hawa yekum nkuasuma na dodi yekum nenka no because nde yo Ghana ha min ya player ma pende da kufo why you should ho sa play no na president by the late miss by who you should sa play no na president Mahama obe you should sa play no eswo dia na aka play no na nadu ako high play the play no wa high ni pa 150 na wa mo ma ti so ama about 15 so it's 17 Nia sika budu na na be tan su sika ni wo yento corona tax yento boiler tax extra levy want to move 5% so levy with tax with the aba Nia insurance levy tax wa increase VAT tax wa increase tax saka uda be yesu sika ni wonti but one sika e da ko high play edi enjoyment our brutal kind of to welcome there. Come up here, president Nado, president of it, my hair, no. Minia, I have two sika, dear no, I bet over dear sika, when you can finance, I bring our go bush 160 billion. Won't you tell you, I live up while I am a Ghana. No, sorry, I will see you take a scan, no, up to get sika, budu, up high play. Private jet, no chain, no show my, no Ghana for to welcome there. And now to don't call Akufadu, any MPP party. omuntuni Ghana for hu omuntuni Timo for hu omu pe no mu ye so omu ye no omu tosi ye bi ojide ye num so entem pe ope na mbom paye 2024 inshallah wanu haya NGC ni John Dramani mama ebe ba beti Ghana Africa corruption amumu boni katati she any project insecurity 419 amumu we
thank you
Ghana Africa kwasu di Ghana kwadu opo ani de consulti manual simida wase
yes you da CP Unity Radio 103.9 Pabusu no betumi afrena so do dia ba 50830493994 50830493994 na bia mba brin salon adaroma na di phone segment Ibrahim Oluma yapom design
opo mi ho na so
radio adom ba cho mizumi ho de mind you
yo po mi awon fanche no se kodoko eba bra for make us akra mo ha ya be o ma ko ndra man ti am program ntina send them phone so na me fe e ko dia na yambo tina me tuma kwa bra agu pia ro ma kodoko ne do ti me ba ha se de o mo ye bia no ebi achi na ya bo ama e ko
ochina monye mo na monhye ntisa ha sa league na fi mo se
ye bon pa opo government ya me papa mi sada so of the nature na mensia chama ko do ago chama papa disoso mo na kamara mo nyina na tia mo nyina opo inside na mi ya audi tele kano eno nwa pa se wiki nyina ma se maka tu ga sempa the committee analysis na mo ya na won se ba sa ba a private ya se mi get one se ba ko ma ya dan kan wa se keke
private Olumai private jet asem no say running story by Monday the minister will go to parliament and will have the full story
running story because then the embrace ka to be that 4 days ago ka to be that is the be on so can you running story
hey wait they say a big story was here to Osi mugodi to etu na mugodi na mu lose elections no.
Abractive money ekwa ware afia koto.
Yeah.
And on start say wo ka to. Nti we say any campaign for no say say wo mu ni answer o ma jimi. Party wo opposition opobi a wadi ka wo e bi kana ja pade. Party wo opposition yes France say be next campaign campaign. That party no mo ka tinye sika de ma mba say e ma no mo me find the campaign no. In this case, people more power, no, and I can be our mono, and I say that time and this more power before 20.
Asma okay, dear, say Asma okay, the Oluma follow logic. It doesn't matter. Obi owa needs council. I can't a 5 city squad. The boy akushi, and again, no, it doesn't follow logic.
When you're politician, and once I saw the day, the real money to take out of bed, I send a band of crack, and at the end, the American was a part of opposition. Like NBC, I just struggle to be a campaign. Kakana amount for the Abone fan command by or fan for an
now. OTA they are too big or say mo disika be ma treasure mo de mo anfa ma treasure I say wo Oluma na we
na to be that about can be sense to be that na make it
to you it doesn't that is why you have the opinion
opo mameka enti me opinion na me try ma ja
No, who say onti say Manuchu ani abri say you have your opinion. That's why you have the chance to also opine and tell us what you think. What you say? It's what Manuchu thinks is different from what you think. You don't say na Manuchu ani abri den. Hello?
Elected ya when this mother. It's more about mo want to be that's why I big. Who say be our class somewhere here because
Okasem dey dem ma odi anko ye big oka dey anya odi dey anya to big anya obi a meboa hello Oluma na dey okay Oluma ka sama me
friend say, for me now, once we play a scene, I can't crazy. And then say, commercial journalists, no, or the focus, you have find any hospital, Oko Asantin, the fire hospital, a friend say, Deputy Speaker of Parliament, or no one is hospital and a friend say, and we are here for another sense for me united. Or can once and yes, to be there also get a become once and one for any to be that. I just say, will be a MP to my NBC, will be an agent or MP or pre-MP, maybe our Saturday Casa MP. No fake media, not for all, then a normal piano, no.
What per book could be read what is news and then 5 elements of news. Per memo assignment Monday. Hold on. Radio presenter be ya will be Adana Sami Bala in Suaname Mejana Aye Rofi. Your radio presenter be or a presenter. Sami, I think so you have to hold on because me meju for some reasons won't call line me mejana basa. Your radio presenter be or Olumai or your presenter or your journalist. Your Ebina Kumazi presenters no more no. Obina Kumazi presenters no. Adi ye news so mo count. Adi hu nyama o man so mo count wasam. O mo discuss. Enyama atimi da some okay. Ye na dey go man no. It's a for the problem na okay.
Private data. Mami tell us for private data.
Una define what the media should discuss. When it is against you. You don't this is the problem I told down more NDC ni MPP callers here. I been communicators of MPP do omo tools go on. Issues will banner obia or insight kasa because mo feel say nipa no time o party nti.
Insight.
Oluma okasa me ma okasa masa okasa me ma okasa ma menka masem. Okasa mi jai ma okasa me ma okasa mi jai o. Eti ma me so menka masem. Miwia
wonye obia atuga nye asedu katia atuga nye ofoswampo
na ofoswampo no oye boni anu ababe ka cho say de miye ni
omona masemba eni nenya atuga omona kan
oluma yada say mo foforo anto aso unim sa atuga a founder of a political party now.
Why dey na puto
Yadase politicians need the munyina sa na motie yesi contractor o si dan na manager kan say contractor si dan na say o twana o yi kwan na account dan o si na nitene account dan say o munyina sa ekotia ha o wede na asem we na mo kana asem we da ho. Do you know how news are come by? Definition of news. Our 5 elements of news. 5 elements: proximity, human interest. Go and look. Now say when then to be news. To be news because apart from the human interest aspect, he's talking about a field why he thinks NDC as a party failed in the 2020 elections. And you don't want to hear that. You want to hear Nanado traveling 2.8 billion because that is in another party. I don't know Nkontia, but who the Kotia de Eka Atubiga Nyobia Uolumaya Okasa. You can make news in the NDC. The fact that you are not an executive member doesn't news shouldn't come. Even though Okasa prominence, one of the elements is your prominence. Prominence is also part. But Oluma, you can make news from proximity wise. You can make news on human interest wise. Enti news we nyase omani mwa de nkwana eka. This is a current affairs program. I tell people all the time, we deal with issues as and when they come. It is our too bigasi a mato. And a NDC fairly 2020 election now. You are telling me say news and a media houses are picking and you have a problem with that? Okay, you can, but to us, it's a big news. Kwajo boku to us, mami.
Obo masomu ewo echifom Yadamazu any Mazumapa and the Moody Magana Funa Yeti and Sama El Cosu. It is all person to Ghana and Sama El Cosu Nana and the Unity Radio. Opo Azada and Zungoma Ot, for what you are so. Amana Otu Azapapa Azaba Chair. For any unity at my phone now. Yagin is a second Agopo Abba Uban out to Kano better be a can out now, Obo, Minia Ulma, Obo, Amta, or not to a NDC said that they were campaign or campaign to do. Free at least Mubano about the Kazama. Obo, and that's now of the thought that our cat and good part in India, and the Democrat. That was the way NDC over can be Obo, better to the Lucana. You are me, a Gradon. Let me tell you that Muhammad is coming out but money. And this is the was 3 hours if I can't say I'm a black or and no crap. And then I was there a few about the men again, there was no part in ocean again. I can't go kind of can't go no and this. I can't go no one than party. And this is why there's almost animal ocean year. If you are missing to another inquiry, another mother correct, I can win the bar one. And the saying is saying, it's when you're there to be about the banner when you want you are 2020 I've got on what time. Yeah, do wash it. Mama, sorry about the tenants, and I put the problem because I want
Kwajobogo to be our Mama Hamadi, or can party executives were Mama Hamadi.
Upon our own flag barrier, and you said, I did in a moment here. Flag barrier, I want to mention to Abanamano. It was my mountain ocean of Cadon Cobacan. I don't know Mulusia. If I get Cadon Cobacan 2020 last year over time, or protection years on the bois. It is only Lusua, or one is Indian, or no, the department in the Obo. Yako upon us and the Colusua, yet is one of a boy. Oh, we just told Abra Kufado. Atam Ghana 2.11 million one hour flight. I don't know only two Ghana project yet. What then I know that the monk I know that Okuda Travel and I know. What that's why you the 50 million 10 days are all visiting.
No. 15,000 pounds. 15,000. Hello, hold on. 15,000 pounds an hour. Antisikani na yakambo 10 days na do ko almost 10 days no 10 Kwajoboku to boas neti scan na wa 10 2.8
minus no na almost 2.8 million. I'm not going to flight. Obo to stand them when and it's proper to Ghana for me. Papa no wa unyenya ma wo to sabo oman no bra se se papa na unyenya wo no enya unyenya to anye se san bra na papa no be yin na sika se abra right na be da kwa kufado enta na 4 years wo be twari no papa no de kana ko sisa ya san ko po so papa na de no o dia kwa ko to obo e pa ye ni aba papa no ka ko na wa ko no na ko po san pa no me so bi no me buka na wo bra ne idi so ba na ko po na to so pa e ko ma ko Ghana so me ya to ma to okay mo ni nyame nya dimo
ya da si Kwajobogu mahala nyame council ho mamemfa menu abema ne number ye 7438 e wi ana samen so ko wa number end 743 timpacha hwan Africa President Kasabitio.
My first question, say 2020 election. At bigger now operate party by our campaign. Now, no only party our campaign more. But then, who say you can come Mimi jina hana mbio kwa sababu atakayetu member wako yani if mimi yepa hello dai bete yedi kampaye dia campaign mo saro dia dia fai na atubiga na party kana no no hunse kana dia mama no Oh, assembly wa ha sebi boss the one year bi am wa nsambo kro no se atubiga aye boni ya ezi sa freno aka to pe pacho o so won pacho ko kuku mo otu e so wo wusu se pacho no the won pacho na pe ko so benwa pacho ntre bebi enye be ntuku to gwa ma for ni what are they ntre bebi mo na o
Bacha Obaso, I know where so mame ebimu also, so you have to be on hold. Omu we announce what to us until hold on for me, Bacha. Why?
I put it up to the partner no and your partner go in why they do Ghana. I'm a member to a million good to about me back to some community of Africa, the NDC for a good and other one thing, what a sky kind. I can't I didn't 2 minutes and cover the parliament and never kill him. I did have a parliament at home, some about the government and some more coming. Then you're not about the last of me playing.
Hello? Hello? Africa President. Africa President. Africa President Otemenga. Hello. We were having some issues, Kakra, with wow, I don't know what's going on, Manu. This might not help. Okay, me back your call as mama some few minutes now you can rectify problem be in your haka crazy. Now you say I think we have a little problem here that we need to rectify. The phone is being fuzzy. Nipa be so bad. Here, omukasa na yenti omukasa no. So we are mama 1 second 9 home is here. Now I receive me a couple of more calls now. Here the Jumediana by
Our problem is our leaders. You remember our great grandmother? Yeah, Santwa. Did she depend on World Bank? Did she depend on Abrofo? She didn't, right? And you change. Understand? You are a traitor to the nation. Go see the council. Go and see the people they got there. Dr. Kwamina Minimshi, he's there. Professor Dr. Mwasam Kwana Mishai, he's there. Dr. Professor Emeritus Kitwabiana Miredi, he's there. Nano Kuntumpo the first, he's there. You know, Evangelist, Bishop, Asorisika Kwana Miria, they are there. You know, they don't do nothing for you. We have no water. We have no light. Look, a small road they're building. They can't do it. From Accra to Kumasi should be a phone. Is our leaders. You remember our great grandmother? Yeah, Santwa. Did she depend on World Bank? Did she depend on Abrofo? She didn't, right? And you change. Oduman Kumar Tradion Pong, Woso, Otutu Tata, you know, Baba Bibi Baba. You don't stand up for your rights. Democracy means if you do not criticize your condition, you understand, you're a traitor to the nation. Go see the council. Go and see the people they got there. Dr. Kwamina Minimshi, he's there. Professor Dr. Mwasam Kwana Mishai, he's there. Dr. Professor Emeritus Kitwabiana Miredi, he's there. Nano Kuntumpo the first, he's there. You know, Evangelist, Bishop, Asorisika Kwana Miria, they are there. You know, they don't do nothing for you. We have no water. We have no light. Look, a small road they're building. They can't do it. Leaders. You remember our great grandmother? Yeah, Santwa. Did she depend on World Bank? Did she depend on Abrofo? She didn't, right? And you change. Oduman Kumar Tradion Pong, Woso, Otutu Tata, you know, Baba Bibi Baba. You don't stand up for your rights. Democracy means if you do not criticize your condition, you understand, you are a traitor to the nation. Go see the council, go see the people together. Dr.
Your friend is saying, Daddy Boat, to assume me, I'm sorry, the lines now you're okay. Daddy Boat, we are na Ibrahim, also to us, na Samin Swaba. Daddy Boat, Yanko.
No international Mincha, Mr. Frank Bruno. I'm trying to be more medical record, no more media Chirinia, international Meslo. I always allow you in the international Sao, who be on Kata,
Daddy Boot, go ahead and make your point, but your Kasa ain't you. And you be your bad, and you be beyond as also sa Yanko. Your bad.
International. Let's say I'm really blessed. I am with the part, the people girls and people go on and yep, papa. Listen, no, papa, anything from you are here. Any, I can born in Serbia, I can born in me, or my own penny, and over the Yaba. Let me see, or more honey, I to be just uncle. Let me go about the latter tell us about Dama. International Catapapa. Yes, only numerous na mineral go kase enkura eko school mu la kunya enwesi president ti training and the former president nti amodro to no to that is wa e be le kada o mine so no enzi for o ma ru de international de wa nempemu na ejemu yo sa place wa le ka for mo mpani when you to go to come, I mean, because I mean, the sea, and you know, I can make you better than or no how to say, or no how to so more of my child, would you do my into the Uber and the woman so going to be and now carrying, she might carry into a gallon for a way for probably, or go to two of my today, one day, my dagger and I look at them, Baba. I want so much.
Daddy Boat, I reply some I cano. And yes, my boom team no maka. It's an issue. Oma raise your parliament, a parliamentary select committee, Atun Safre, defense minister. It's NPP may deny NPP communicate about Kukrobek as I was say, Nanado, Emfa Trotron and Kenkwa Bruchinana. So they haven't denied it. And the figures are there at the airport airline, no, I say. Until let's wait and see. Monday, meaning said the outcome will come. There will be more stories unfolding.
International.
Yes, sir.
Select committee, one committee, or when you are in Tony of the Parliament to war, Mokeka, or when you are international, or full claim of Koba, or the Nepal, and full claim to the Green. Now they are done over development and the second, and for some of the I won't have been to never wanted to share my name.
Unim says Abusiana or Cowboy and World Bank ne IMF class Ghana ya brabo who pa for your mother.
That was back I mean, what get that propaganda being on the former president Tom Ghana. Former president Tom Ghana for sure Montano. No million for two. Now you for Ghana and show with our to two and one. And the film could be.
That is thank you. That is the beauty of politics. Ibrahim to Asuyana Samensoko. Nyame adumbacho me ho de na wonso
ya alhamdulillah nyame de ayebia ma ye papa men bo wa baso men kan kira se international we nipa wa gimugo nyame so be hrew because o wa botre manipa first na ye call na ye no na me se unti enka yesu yentunka ene manipa gina so cheye
yeah
enye bo pae se do bi be chimanto no na minia opui Samba pa se we munya eno mutigana e bobra. Ike ya na do shibu ye no. Tenke di babe ye mentem ye branch ye constituency ya yiwu mo nka omo di be ye ne mapama ya tenka mbato. The national photo ni.
Yeah.
Oh, ena MPP ni ntino e we MPP ni ntino wan kon dem kata de nya.
and I say, Piamonco, Munko Cassi, no more diakiri. And your mind put on you. And I'm not in the now, but oh, if it's to give you, say, to go. Let's see, market Udino, market to plan, market to that to govern 1% at 1% to end this month. Miss Freddy do to do 1%. At Guyani, Mother, petrol ya two, at Guyani Pata Cotier, empty so. Cement and the Druga, empty so. Player my community, Sika, empty so. And the animal who is in the miracle or send other your TV gas and one. Nanako do cry. Oluka ni mwe bruka kigara ko sin kai na ko do former president role sereno akosin se ko na kigiba ene bo mun nim na mu wo omun nim na mu wo dole tun se omu kigana aja omu de omu nyaka saji atiro ye ka gana sama omun tie ni su ko omun tie o da o si ko o tie no o ko ai tuna won ko ai go je ka se o ko ka kana ti de ono amare do so be karsa donc kenyasa players when yeli zi gwaleka endi to bokwa bilmo ha omogun here enji so Ghana ni bia mu zo de mu zo yi anya de pama o ma no ye ma ni punto na elo nyase area u de party no wo ma enam se wo mo yeso MP bintu no Ghana do ko so nkura enji MP bintu bi akiri ayi de u de mu ma na se nye yo ko o to se pa ni nya ka kire mu se enye se ampanyi bona mu de mu kura mu nye bibi no bi ti se ka ti smart no bi ti se de sai kana ga fa mun na kura ka se ti ya se je mango ni min kon foni ye na wa ye ko la uno se de se bi o minu ni na ya ye bre ye o de wa ha
okay yada say thank you very much yamen kan so sami to asuma me apom ti say
obo nyame adom ye ho pa be ma na mo so
awrade ne adini ye so ho adin pa ma yentio
le be mo ba to pa MZ say die Ghana ha no say we radio we look and our Ghana MZ unity radio any the aka and I represent the opponent who are Ghana for the team this year opponents na any o mo maka I think because no mo kwatentin na mo koso am na Ghana for in your opponent and then we radio we program we college ya ni mo mo for opponent no ra ho and say we are we can be better see and can we wait here if you are from what you say that could come in but say so we are need to go down on the cow continue to we are in so we go sani paya o atuguba ya atubiga o kata ni I need to vote on TV da mo supani I quite remember so about 2 years ago or 3 years ago this same guy he was lambasting at the next president Kufuor no he can't come for Kufuor and they were happy. During 2008 2012 on a petition the 2012 yeah why is it that those times no in their favor I don't know man criticizing I don't know man crucifying mayor or no inside the party or so many sources our party all can be a mamulushi and can before taking this issue critical and come at analysis as a guy anybody
some your problem nipebia paba so boba on patch bo criticizing now you have a problem but we applaud no dia any
and that is one thing I have learned about Ghanaian politics nowadays. So Obia President praise but Sadian in Koye for so that no be criticizing the TV that. And that is what is killing our country. So and it is ended before the training on the right here moment. And some what can almost no man at the June who say that's I am passe a play role a moment. Your friend say Patano issue Kofabae, Tracy Duatine, Midwest and some of the follow for your mama. You see, all these things it plays a role in their downfall. In this are too big a customer, is almost taking it seriously. Normally, I think you say I am passe, I deal with Kamubi and Lucia. They couldn't just come out and lambasting. But they did try to say. I could have black or some of super papa because look at the critical condition kind of womb. You see, I wasn't expecting this from the Kufuor.
And then that MP no better say and you could go for trot no unko
onye MP or NPP communicator onye MP Kwesi Bochwe onye MP
omuntu na de so e kasa anye even ke kupo wakini pen tender so we have for trot dey akwa menonida and we have for trot dey akwa be say that Togo have to meet me for trot and yet there be easy some category you can adiana ekosuna shetika the amount of money £15,000 within 10 an hour or so.
Yeah, scanner 15 almost charge 1 hour be £15,000 into total money is £345,000 what the bagana scammer 9 days or 10 days and another 2.8 million Ghana cedis.
So couldn't we have channeled the presidential jet na ya to one NTIA? And I can do a transfer man penny to Koya. I just walk behind or the charter flight neko. And the normal flight vehicle, your business class, your easy and count and obey Sadio. You accept your sample. No, and come there, Sadio, not accept your sample. Not going to go here with that. That would mean I'm pastor and no more you're the that in the midst of COVID, I would have to now please squander this amount of money. I'm on the bar. Okay, what is that? So, when you see that, let my MPP follow and finally say, they all, you know, so who is saying, you also gonna for we should bear with you, and things are going to change. And that's what in the midst of COVID, I will be taxed to no muscle, cement boys, and then they done a force to petrol to transportation boy. Now, so to me, cost squander over 200, whatever. Now, I don't even know how to do
2.8 million Ghana cedis. 2.8 million Ghana cedis.
1 million Ghana cedis
in 10 days.
That's because we went to the and yet, he didn't try. And yet, he's talking more financial by the first one went just to the state. But it's a financial bankruptcy. And he said, I first said, what bank for me? No, I am from the cat every year.
Dama Sami Ugas as hello. Okay, I think there's some guys are some crime. Bajawa number ND 77 Udin networks mami. And now Bluetooth nasa drop will be more manager. I don't know. Something is not right. Something is just not right. Because I don't know why the Bluetooth keeps going off like that. That's weird. Okay, Majo, why number na ye 1877 no.
Majo mumuni chokosin on the last number 1877.
Yeah, mumuni kasa we having some little issues here. Kasa mami, is a bit back like.
Mini opo nyankopo wo shira na won kan. Minion tramu for mo friend that Friday ni na no. Meta obi biara ti na mo go obi biara so because and that Friday that so ko e the man tramu for. MashaAllah, Nabubakar says, I know the artist Salat, the Yom Juma, Quran, chapter 62, verses 9, 10 to 11. Many of those who go on to go, don't chill out, a Juma, we chill out, many of those, the person is Musa Ghana for time. The Nana to talk about Akufuado. And then our country Ghana for, so a bar, or Bayana, many of those. Ghana for majority 70% to 90% himself. And yet Ghana no matter than Akufuado. Wakaya. You no matter than Akufuado catch Ghana for. No matter than Akufuado catch Ghana for far corrupt. The word of corrupt one man to suffer Ghana. Katasha and the prayer Jirimu Die what Ghana. If you say you are not Papa, what you can redeem that 2.something billion. Look at that. What you say about that? It's really not done now. That's corrupt. Sandiana na not why na what for flat Ghana or two choir and then all this call or let beer and then all this call we took 1 hour sit there was say 9 days but you have said 2.something billion. Woman tell you no, a person no si yɛka no kora ɛnyɛ ne yɛnyɛ bi mu ka sɛ yɛyɛ ndcfoɔ nti ɛne yɛka saa asɛm no American president Kurana, Munopo, Munamu America, the president of America, or Bayer Sajumano. Then I have the Usana, yet to go on my new, and Yashima, your prime, your institution, your strategic forecast, your genetic forecast, your new hospital, no what's not for us flat, within 9 days, 2.something billion Munopo. Munopo, the Amino will not post like the 2 million coupon, which run on to
yeah, that's it. Yes, sir, that's it. I want a Casari says here. Raman, my into.
Opo, Mamechan, I'm telling you, Muruchosi, Namichan, no Mamudika free now. Opo, I'm not quite at Tiga Semno. I'm saying at Tiga Asam now, Kan, or no Nindo Oka. Who are Tiga Buddha? 2020 election now, campaign now, o crown pressers maybe our crown but say omuduka committee bi ho anaso omuduka campaign team bi aho obi afa wa campaign team bi say what bia emfa kwan mu ana also that bia kasa saa na ucha yampia nti wala do better campaign team nti na num na ne hene na o kuka kaka na tam tempi bi ndi zifo mun to atibiga tam to ba di kura na tam de asa boya ya de ya to atam na to bola kan temu kura enya de be say oba Uba Ghana Akurana, for the Aya Mister, radio station, Badia Mister, that topic, Granima, Udia Kram, the Bogos. Eh? Opo? Yeah, Papa, and now don't go Akufado. And then the Ghana phone, Papa, you shouldn't be buying. And the Sassama country Ghana phone, and then the Ghana phone now. And that's the one now to come, and some are Papa, and yes, and Papa. Share on what clear high. Your money do a more classy over there something years in a only mentioning Taco and in Ghana Numusio. Not what was sending such away into Ghana. Nana Kufado. Yet I can't tell Nakupo say, Nakupo in the bed entire tunnel. Only in free as a boko, open Nakupon cow.
Yes, that's it. Raman, thank you very much. Raman, no, Abuja, yeah, the phone in segment in the Bay, Anissa. We've had enough. Monfanche, we had some hitches somewhere, but it's part of the job. Jumana Sanity. Ujam Fila Uluma Kwajopoku Samene, Daddy Boat to Mon, Yadamunasi, Mumuni Chokosi, Ibrahim, Raman, Africa President in Moamwaka, Yadamwase. We shall say, Yakan, Yami Admochna, Yanemo Babisha. Na yede Chelsea ene Manchester City match in the preview ede abremo na mohu Manuchu ashede bu me mic ni kom ti make asa na eba form opesa o Manuchu sa na de bi ode me ofia ha. Okay, Manu enye sorry sir. Couple of messages before we say goodbye. Now for announcement kakra. Stephen Owusi Opo, please the Kofi Wayo jingle. You have to play it often. Vim no day inside. Kofi Wayo adi mabosa Stephen Owusi di ankwana opese menye bio. Okay, busuan yem fan to mo anim se the edika kan no nyame ya aduma July bosume we are now almost in June. And then after June cometh July bosume eba be rem no. Osofo kese osofo pon your friend say Apostle General Crunchy Ankra Eba WORCESTER na said the name no Royal House Chapel Massachusetts na hostu no yem papa sofo James Sapon na hostu no na osi yem fanto a Christopher enye specific say Royal House of War a Christopher nyina nim say nyame nipa yem papa General Sam Crunchy Ankra Eba WORCESTER na the tie any say nyame adma July 22nd, July 23rd, July 24th, July 25th nyina na owaha na enwumre fitin ya wada enwumre no omobeye every evening session 6:30 p.m. na Sunday morning no aye celebration of service with Mama Rita Crunchy Ankra no ya no 10:30 a.m. na ochese enwumre kwasiada na enwumre de ombesan aye radio didie na yemfanto agidifo na Christopher nyina anim se yembapa aye Apostle General Sam Crunchy Ankra him so esofo pon a odi nyame adwuma ho modern obonyame adwuma ho modern no di nyame adwuma mu ntintima yie pa, especially being the founder of Royal House Chapel. Nti July 23rd, 24th, 25th, make time na epebre ne betie papa utai ehuno TV so utai ehuno radio so utai tie ni preaching na oninya personal encounter na ebra besha Apostle General Sam Kranche Ankra July 23rd to 25th no nyina no na papa ewo aha and he said the no evening sessions near numere 6:30 and numere 6:30 and obeba numere 6:30 going biano from July 22nd na oha timoma yensha no so na edane dru ayi nyina yenko na yenko grace this big occasion papa enya ntie se Ghana for go WORCESTER doors on GD for so doors ha timoma yi nyina yenko na enye fe so wo penka ibo mu nchiremu bia betumi afre Sofu James 978 3988 8963 978 398 8963 and 978 421 6909 978 421 6909 na oni amo edi ho enkomo na questions bia wo bia wo Connecticut o Rhode Island omo se omo to nsafe bia so bia mbra jumadi bi nti eno ene Apostle General Sam Kranche Ankra visitation to WORCESTER no so eho amanebo senior ete enso enyin ti sawo ya Ghana ni ba once again pa chobo homoden na kohwehwe Dr. Kwame Amponsa echa kwan se wa fa fru a ni nyina manucho boss award no
Australian
unse se uhwe no ne
Australian
na ye ne adverb ne boy me dey papa but anyways that is just by the way but your papa Dr. Kwame Amponsa WORCESTER foreman they say they are BMM Venom Women's Health Services 10 Winthrop Street Venom Medical Center wa ni suit number near 312 o your bar there me pacho fano o primary physician nyame admo nya ono ani residency obi ono ani clinic yenya Ghana ni doctor ono so betumi ahwe ma America ban amani tumi ewo ayarasa hwemu a ene oye medical doctor gynecologist minti me pacho ene nkasa o se fibroid early detection is very important. Cancer early detection into oye Ghana ni wa betumi ne na katwi we yam samfro me ya me yam say untimi nkana brof we are netting. It's better and you feel more comfortable dealing with one of your own. And until I'm so happy and proud say enya Ghana doctor ono asu tumi hwe mapom din ma ho ye den na me ma yenso ho ato ye frɛ Dr. Kwame Amponsa 508 459 2706 508 459 2706 508 459 2706 so ye Ghana ni bia nyoma nkoyi nkrata asemu ne nti untumi nkwa yaresa bia yi a ose doctor so de oba ni nyina no uye ni krom ni kwan bia so obeboa nti mo hwehwe na kira kwan ewo eye 10 Winthrop Street Venom Medical Center hona sa building na mu no suite number 312 na onhwen ne bibia nkonkan all Chelsea fans momo mpaye big Olubi Tambabin hair salon see you o say o ya Arsenal nti e kira Chelsea belusu olu we hey you tisa na de besi anyway special good afternoon to you and Kwame of course and everybody who you ti olu eho mensa come message no see you back up we salute you yada sadaka se manwuma ku amu nyina daru mamu eboayen ema yedi jumedi ebro yada sada ema rich way auto school na the word of motivation by and weather report no so Mr. Danso ni Dan Auto sports no ye big Olubi Tambabin hair salon as a mass trading and afi adwumaku from say Ralph G Man Driving School and the brain political discussions no Danko African Market KM Ralph Roofing Rashida Financial Services and Vernon Women's Health Services Dr. Kwame Amponsa edano omoda rumane de bramo phone in segment no Nabiam Barbering Salon the one and only Nabiam and am I the bramo yedemu isia midi edi Opo National. It's been wonderful having you from Monday to Friday the entire week. It's been a blessing to us to come to your homes with this entertaining, educative and insightful program. Remember I couldn't have done it all by myself, but with my able lieutenant, the working encyclopedia, Manucho, Maganda, Gaucho, Margarita, Lamolina, Mempemwasem, Worcester, Massachusetts. Monday, Mobeti on the political side. But Ochina, Memenda, yɛbɛba ha na yɛba abɛyɛ sports in-depth analysis on the UEFA Champions League final. But preview Chelsea, Man City, who will be winning. We'll be doing predict and win or China. Intina man fa man nation ni so no. And on the person who start for need to China predict and win. Manucho na okasa so be winning crown up Chelsea JC and not Chelsea nyanka money be. Exactly. Yeah, and maybe we will look at that. Exactly. Say be winning up Chelsea JC no. Like I told you, the new one is $164.
Yeah, the stadium one. The stadium one.
But me abe me di say you be kasi a Tiska to City JC amobi.
Adenji.
Huh?
No, it's a prediction.
Abe me ya.
And they be for me.
Abe me ya pa Chelsea need me order Chelsea JC amana many beje. Na
Chelsea need a Jesse, City need a Sika. Exactly. Bias, baby, bias.
Say we are saying one. I can say in animal kingdom, green and pe. Coco football bonzo.
Exactly.
Sanity. Sometime our Trump consul any mana. We analysis na yeti as na no sanity. Okay, but so the musi I call peace 104.3 news national share that na e di traso mama. After that, thank God it's Friday special with Royal Baby Queen 1 Lamte Onapo. Will be on your radio and they'll be bomb nyum what I say. Sakode nyum bi ode aba unyante and never drop wa. Keep listening. Hi Unity 103.9. Spread the good news. Download the app no Play Store. Ko Play Store and download the app no say baby anambia. You won't miss a thing on the frequency modulation 103.9. Opu National still remains the name. We are out.
What's your 4.3 and you make a thing. On the frequency modulation 103.9. National Star.
Na enyumaku abu ye chidom enumwe eye Osons Garlic capsules. Awunya binuma asoja fo wo ni pediem ebegyina wo mo nanso abo adwuma. MTN